Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. It is I, Jesse Milestone, coming to you on this Friday with both good news and bad news.
I have a really bad feeling about this.
Where people were just walking around, just jizzing force all over the place. He looks like he has been drinking soy from his mother's teat. Wrap yourselves in, guys, because we are gonna get mean!
I got him! Great kid! Don't get cocky!
Oh, shit. Entertainment. My name is Jesse Milestone. I am your God Empress. And with here next to me, love of my life, Jeff Hicks, Lower Class Bullshitters. Mwah.
Hi.
I fucking
And
hate you too sometimes.
Well, let's make her hate us more.
This is bullshit. It's
Yeah, I'm here to hate you even more, and I heard me.
Yeah.
Made her hate me the most.
And sitting just a few thousand miles to Jeff's left is the one, the only, Mary Mayhem.
What is up, y'all? You stupid hoe bags. Not stupid hoe bags. Lovable hoe bags in the chat, I should say.
Oh, we can be stupid hoe bags. It's fine. Get in, loser. We're going shopping.
Get it?
That's all.
You know that gif of what's her face where like the world's going down or like falling down around her and she's just standing in the hallway and like it's everybody in the school beating the shit out of each other and she's just standing there and it's like panning back away from her. That's what I feel like lately. Just watching it all go to hell in a handbasket.
We don't call you Mayhem for nothing. So.
Yeah, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it.
Good, you should be. Welcome, chat. Who's we got here? Keith Mullenbeck, Man Squatch, Flaming TP. I owe him a Holocaust joke. Alexander the Great, Osmosis. Woo! Osmosis was over on Live It. We were having some fun chats over there. We were talking about weird ghost shit too. Matt G. Love Matt G. Keely Chow, Alexander the Great, Shadzar, Montana. Sweet Pea's here. Love Sweet Pea. I drink, therefore I am. Excellent name. Jeffrey Nelson. And others. Oh, Mary Mayhem's here too. Wow, she's in the chat.
What? Oh my god, I hate that bitch. Fuck her.
Michelle O'Rourke.
I heard
What's up,
she's
Michelle?
Oh, hi, Michelle. She's a big fan of our channel, too.
She's an awesome person.
But that's
Yeah,
not a
that's
redeeming
sure.
quality. Like that's not enough of a redeeming quality. That chick's completely insane. I'm just saying. Shouldn't hang out with
You
her.
or me or
Mary
Michelle
Mayhem,
O'Rourke?
total psycho.
It's probably all of the above.
I mean, it's in the name.
It is. It's right there. She's not shy about it. Mary O'Michael Mayhem. Okay.
Oh, you didn't know about that, dude.
Who's a-
So
Also, what's up, Robert?
this went down like a few weeks ago. It was at the first part of August while I was still at my parents' house. And I'm like up in the middle of the night, just talking to my friend Dylan. We're hanging out. I go check Twitter. Some guy's like hitting on me hard. He posts his number and he's like following me, like trying to flirt with me. And I was like, what the fuck is you doing? So I go and I look at his tweets and his replies and stuff. He's done this to like 30, 40 other girls. So I decided I'm going to have fun with the troll. I'm going to troll the troll. So his name was Michael. That's how he presented himself. I start a live stream at like 5 o'clock in the fucking morning. And the Michael is from me literally following this guy from post to post that he was putting on girls' timelines where he was like chasing and stalking girls. And I was like, oh, Michael, there you are, Michael. I've been looking all over for you.
I love it.
I called him eventually and he was like, oh, I gotta go to bed. And I was like, I'll call you tomorrow, Michael.
Stalk the stalker.
I did. It was so much fun.
Dude,
So,
I
yeah.
fucking love it. I support this. Also, guys, if you're just joining us, make sure you press the like button and make sure you subscribe to Mary Mayhem if for some reason you don't already, but you probably should.
Hey, that'd be great.
You know. What was I? Brain thoughts.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
No, I was going to say something else, but you don't remember what it was because you're not in my head. Why not?
Dang it.
You're in my brain.
What the
All
hell,
the
man?
rest of the time. You always know what I'm thinking, except for the one time I need you to have known what I was.
Zombie.
Zombie.
Your head.
Andy McCallum's here. What's
That's
up?
how you know you're in good company, when they at least know the moaning, screaming part of Zombie by the Cranberries. If they can't, then we can't be friends. But
Yeah.
Mary knows we're good.
That's one of my favorite karaoke songs to sing, man. That's a great song.
That's, by the way, that's one. So when I do covers on Live It, I do my own style. except for a couple of songs. There are a couple of songs where I'm definitely trying to do it in the style of the artist. And the Cranberries, I feel like that song, like, why else are you bothering to do it unless you're trying to do the
that and Britney Spears. Oh, baby.
Anytime I sing In Sync, I try to sound like a goat.
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be me.
There's only one way to do that song, and that's literally by like doing that cross-leg dance, and you're bouncing a little bit. You know, your arms, your shoulders start to go up and down on one side to the other. Yeah, exactly, exactly.
You guys, right now, here's the best way to do that song. You don't.
Judgmental motherfucker.
The other song that
Oh my God, we weren't into NSYNC back then. We made fun of the girls for liking NSYNC because the dudes looked like losers.
The
How could you
other
look at
Don't
Justin?
hate the player, hate the game.
I hated the Backstreet Boys just the same. Actually, NSYNC was better than the Backstreet Boys because at least NSYNC was with Nelly, and Nelly was kind of cool. So it's like if they can hang with the rapper, at least
yeah.
Eminem eviscerated them all. So
I just like
You
the song a lot.
can't- They were onto something though. All
Bow,
the girls
bow,
loved them.
No.
is that the
No,
one where they
no,
wore
no,
those
no.
giant boots?
I don't know.
They tapped into something primal
All right.
inside young
just-
girls.
Visual is my favorite
That
word.
was our FAP
Oh.
material, bro.
I
Mary-
understood that reference.
Mary, have you ever heard of Du Jour? They're my favorite boy band.
The
No,
band is really great.
Yeah, the band Du Jour.
no, not at all.
Anyone else? Chat? Anyone else? Ever heard of
Did I ruin the mood?
Don't bring it up until somebody figures it out.
That's what I was gonna do.
But wait till the end of the show.
Du
I
jour.
tried to remember one of their songs to sing it to
Oh,
help draw people's
girl.
memories, but I
girl,
can't.
girl.
They had songs.
I know.
There are Du Jours. There's like a Du Jour
Alexander
song.
the Great.
There's at least one Du Jour song. Which Backstreet Boy is gay? Tell me why.
It wasn't Backstreet, y'all. It was Lance Bass on NSYNC that broke my heart. He was my favorite one. Now I'm broke inside.
Mary, how
I
do you
love
feel
him
about
so
the
much.
band 3 Count?
I don't know who that is.
Well,
I
Mary,
wasn't really there. I wasn't allowed to listen to a lot of secular music, and it was really only a
It's all right.
few.
Just gonna introduce you to 3 Count.
yeah, 3 Count was a great boy band. They were featured prominently in the WCW, which stands for World Championship
You know what?
Wrestling.
Fuck right out of here. I'm so sick of your shit, Jack. You have any idea? I put up with this crap in my Discord now. You understand what it's like?
Oh, Brody, you have no idea.
Oh, apparently I have a Discord or something. One of my people is making me one and stuff. Because
You gotta hang out on Discord.
also there's a group chat on Live It, so I think I invited you into it, Mary. You should join it. It's like
I will
if you
have to
go on the
figure out
main
how to-
page to where the bell is, you can join the Mindless Mob crew over there and talk shit about everyone. It's fun.
Ding the bell end.
All we do is talk shit. It's great. It's
I'm gonna
not
sort
all
out
we do.
those damn McKelvin. There's my Live It app. Where the well, I'll do it after stream.
It's
Yeah.
fine. MJ1 Media, Tree Fitty for Jesse and Mistress of Mayhem.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, MJ1 Media.
Slash
Into the channel
curtsy.
Always. We love my Jetty. Words. Ooh, the other song, the other one that I do in the style of the artist is. Are you familiar with the Nirvana Unplugged album?
Nirvana's more like alternative rock, and that was never my bag. Really, I know who Nirvana is. I know who they are.
At the end of their career, very short-lived one, shortly before the blowing the head into the ceiling thing.
Jesus, Jesse.
Kurt Cobain wanted to do this unplugged concert, and it was a really phenomenal. If you're into music at all, and this goes for you, Chad, if you haven't checked this out, because I actually for a long time I'd heard the album, start to finish. I'm like, wow, it's a beautiful concert, all that stuff, and then I saw it because there was a video of the whole thing, and holy shit. It's funny because I was intimately familiar with every part of it because the tracks on the album actually has all the in-between stuff. So, but then just seeing it was a different animal. Kurt Cobain was a very emotional creature, obviously. That was sort of his thing. and that when you see him perform, even you know, the only way you can now on video, there is a magnetism there. There is like, you understand why there was such a cult of personality around him.
Right.
And the unplugged concert was fascinating because it took that sound that usually was funneled through such a loud, gritty source and took all of the noise away, and all you just heard was the heart, and in many cases the pain, and it really, God, it just cut right through you. And it was cool because he covered a handful of artists. He covered a handful of songs by a group called the Meat Puppets, which I'd never heard of before that. But actually had the two guys come up and play with them on stage for those songs. This is where the famous Man Who Sold the World cover comes from, and as well as this one that I do, which is Where Did You Sleep Last Night, which is the show closer. And it's a Lead Belly song, another artist never heard of before that. But it's a cool song. You'll have to check me out on Live It to hear it. And it's slowish and sort of angsty and folky and whatever-y, and then he gets to the end, and this whole verse that he's been singing, my girl, don't lie to me. Tell me, where did you sleep last night? And then he just ramps it up and starts just fucking wailing, my girl, where? And it's so, God, visceral and beautiful. And in the video, my favorite part is right at the end. He takes a breath right before the last half of the last line. And the way Kurt Cobain always played is the head down, hair in his face. You don't see any of that shit. And so right when he takes that breath, he looks up and you just see his piercing blue eyes. And then he just goes right down to the end of the song, and it's fucking haunting. Oh my God. But I do that with Nirvana because hitting those notes is just like, oh, the most explosive release.
You gotta wonder if they know, like those sort of timeless people who have those moments of like glory in terms of pop culture, like history, if they realize in that moment how much they resonate, if they know, right? I feel like there's no way you can know and be that real. Does that make sense? I feel like there's got to be a certain cognitive dissonance involved in being that in your own head to even be able to write that kind of stuff in the first place.
Because, I mean, so many of these people die young, and so much of it is the self-destructiveness and the lack of self-love in their lives. And it's like, it's such a weird dichotomy that they engender such love in their fans and such admiration, and yet couldn't find those same traits in themselves. You know
what I saw the other day? It was Keanu Reeves, or I think it was last night actually. I was strolling through, and he was sitting there with fucking what's his face, the guy who does the show now, is the one who used to be like, oh, American Eagle, ah! He does the late night show now. Colbert, yeah, late night with Colbert or whatever, yeah. Keanu Reeves is just sitting there with him, and Colbert's just like he's just yucking it up, and he goes, where do you go when you die or whatever? And Keanu like sits there for a second, and he takes a deep breath, he like tries to process, and then he goes, all I know is that when you die, the ones who love you miss you. And you could like see that was just the most real answer I'd ever had. And I was like, I want to be missed.
That's cute. Well, that was his first true love died, right? Like
his first wife.
Yeah.
He had a sad life. He just got married. I think.
I know. Yeah, it's cool because like she looks like. She's very down to earth looking. She doesn't have any of the Hollywood glam. It's funny. It's like you can tell though by the pictures they take that they're like they get each other.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy who like sits on subway trains and doesn't think a thing about it. Keanu Reeves is a really down to earth guy. Yeah. So you got to think that he's got a good grip on who he is as a person. Yeah. But like that's like I wonder if those people when they go, if they realize how much they're missed by people who they connected to on a really personal level.
Exactly. I think that's always the tragedy of the ones who, take themselves out of the equation is that. The one that like we circle back to a lot is Chris Cornell, and like how I always come like he had this whole family. He had, and Chester Bennington. They were both the same, where they had these like big families. I think both were the same, where like one had adopted a bunch of kids, and the other one had like taken care of family members, kids who died or couldn't take care of them. And like, so they had these big families. They were incredibly loved and incredibly like good, kind people.
Mhm.
And their music was so loved. Like people really connected to their music, and it was just like that was just never enough. And just
Yeah.
like how, and the 1-2 of it too, how it was like Chris Cornell was somebody who was an idol and later a mentor for Chester Bennington, and like how that losing that was like probably one of the big things for him. It was like, well, God, if you couldn't find a reason, then fucking what the hell am I doing here?
What the hell am I even? Yeah, why am I even fucking trying?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's crazy because you think back to these deaths that were so poignant and like affected us in these really strong ways. Like mine has always been like Robin. Well, not always, obviously, but the one that really like threw me for a loop. The one that made me like Princess Diana. I was really young for that one, but when Robin Williams died, I cried. And I was like, oh, shit. Like this man who tried so hard to make everyone around him happy. And for all appearances, on the surface, you would assume that this person was truly happy. Because how could you make people laugh? How could you be so funny? How could you be so outgoing and exaggerated and over the top and be so broken inside?
I know.
I just thought he was sad the entire time.
But there was an underlying, there was an occasional desperation in some of his shticks,
Oh yeah.
There were times where it wasn't there though, like in like most of the Genie, it's not. Parts of it is, but like a lot of the Genie, it's not. Like
Or Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, like there's some moments.
The roles that we look back on as his most pure roles, it doesn't have it.
I think it's sometimes too many plays for kids and families. There's that period.
Good Will Hunting.
That one too, though. Yeah,
it's
a different
type of sadness and a different.
But I think that one, like maybe I think there was a realness.
Oh, so maybe
too,
he just opens up on that one.
Exactly, where it's like in everything else, he's got to cover up and be the guy with the smile on his face, like the sad clown almost. But in Good Will Hunting, that's like really gets to.
But he didn't do that shit for himself, man. He did that shit for everybody around him.
Exactly.
Like, sorry, I didn't mean to take us down a weird.
No, not at all. I think it's always the
I'm
beautiful
gonna go
stuff.
to bed now.
I think it's the beautiful stuff in comedians, though. Is like so many of them are so depressed, and yet all they want to do is make you laugh and make you happy.
Yeah.
What's up, Robot Shlomo? See you there in the chat. I did want to hit a few of these super chats. We did have them rolling in.
Thanks, Mary.
Matt Deckard says, "Hey ladies, hey Matt Deckard, did you ever get home, my dude? I know he had some car trouble getting home from Vegas, so I hope he got home okay. And let's catch up because I want to chat with you about life in the world and your safari look." Dixon Sider, thank you so much for the super chat. A mate told me that when turned upside down, the Chicago Bulls logo looks like a robot violating a crab. I can't see it now.
No.
All right, let's go.
Hold on.
Okay, Chicago.
Shapoopy? The Shapoopy Bulls.
Logo.
I'm gonna start calling Chicago.
Oh my God, this is a Google term.
Okay.
It looks like a
Whoa.
robot. Oh my God, it does. Oh
Okay.
my God, it does.
Okay, let me bring this up. I'm still working on the share, so I don't see it yet. But hold on, I'll get there. I'm excited.
That's a very okay. So the face is a little bit. The eyes are below the mouth, but yeah.
Hey,
Look at that.
The bigger one.
So all right, I'm looking.
Oh,
Wait! Oh, I
Oh,
got
right.
it. Yep,
Yeah,
all right, I'm gonna
you
get late.
see it?
Yeah, I see it.
See it? Oh shit!
doesn't it?
Oh God! Oh God!
Are you okay?
What did he tell you?
Oh,
Text me.
thanks. My life just got better.
Thank
What
you
the
so
fuck?
much. Oh
What
my
the fuck
God.
is going on right now?
I don't
Jesus.
know, Mary.
Everything. Oh
Dixon
my
is
God.
my guy, man. He always does this crazy ass shit. It's nuts.
Oh my God. I'm telling you in the private chat what Jeff just whispered to me.
Uh-oh.
You'll love it.
Now just think of it with the Buffalo Jet voice, Mary.
Oh no. Okay.
That's how Jeff always whispers to me.
Okay.
I drink, therefore I am. Thank you so much for the amazing super chat. Oh my god! All right, y'all, it's getting late here. Oh well, I hope we got to this before you went to bed. I drink, therefore I am. Has another related name over on the Livet Sphere and is responsible for this Discord. Awesome! The Discord link is in the chat. Woo! Catch you later. And I'm sorry I've been missing the Livet streams, dude. It's okay. I know work has been a bitch for you, and you get there when you get there. So I adore you so much for the super chat. So scroll back up to right around there, guys. Make sure you catch that Discord link, and if you mods are around, make sure you keep reposting it too. Andy McCallum, you probably should have that as well. So we do have a Discord rolling, rocking and rolling. More places for the mindless mob to congregate, meet in dark shadowed corners, pick our targets, and just generally murder people because it's what we do.
I'm gonna take a shot for that. I don't feel right if I don't. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, dude, I'm gonna take a California shot.
California shot. I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, to live in California. Oh, to live in Texas, actually, is really where I want to go. So I guess it's not any better there in that regard. But I'll take a shot.
It'd be weird to see Mary out here. She'd do very well. It would just be... I'd want to spend the first 3 months with you. The culture shock.
Yep.
So, like, take me by the hand and pat me as I walk into, like, unknown places.
I just want you to see the sticker shock.
The thing is, it's not what you think. There's some sticker shock and some, oh my god, people in traffic. But there's also the like, oh my god, this is what living in LA is like. That thing's right there and this thing, and holy shit, I just saw X celebrity. It's like, it's a weird.
Almost hit me with this car.
It's like a weird, not quite place,
You might be surprised. So I was a military spouse for 10 years and I moved all over the world. I lived in Japan. I lived in New York. And so like culture shock was something I had to get the fuck over real quick. So, especially in Japan, I was like, well,
yeah.
I adjusted pretty okay, I think.
I think here it's more just the excitement of, ooh, look at that. And now I'm somebody else who grew up in Philly. I remember distinctly my first trip to New York City when I was wee. And I remember the excitement of, oh my God, these things and those things. I remember by the next time I went to New York City, that excitement was gone and was replaced by fuck this big, ugly, stinky, claustrophobic city. Like the next 8,000 experiences of mine were like taking field trips there from various things, either up there from Philly or occasionally even down there from college when I was in Vermont. And just like it taking forever unnecessarily. And like the last hour always be trying to get the last 3 fucking blocks. And then like 90% of the time that I try to drive in Manhattan, having a panic attack and an aneurysm at the same fucking time. Because dear God, it's really uncomfortable. Like it's deeply uncomfortable. It feels like screaming and taking an explosive shit.
Yeah, no, that's actually a pretty apt description.
No.
That's actually a pretty apt description. Driving in traffic in New York is nuts.
Yeah.
On Christmas Day, this was years ago now, but on Christmas Day, I got into Christmas Eve, I got into nearly 3 accidents in one fucking trip because people were so determined to run you out of their way that they did not care if they actually caused an accident. It was really crazy driving in New York.
Once I drove down a street where somebody was triple parked so that they were blocking the entire street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How can you be triple? I mean, I believe you, but how can you be triple parked?
You go across.
Double parked.
Okay, there you go. That makes sense now.
Because New York.
How could you be triple?
And particularly, I was driving down this street behind them when they elected to just stop their car, thus blocking the entire street, and just get out of it and leave it there for like 5 fucking minutes while I could do nothing but sit there with the other cars behind me that weren't even honking because they were like, yeah, it's fucking New York, whatever, this shit happens. And I'm like, why are we okay with this? Oh, and then the next morning when I had to drive through Manhattan, the only fucking time I've been happy to just be in New Jersey was when I had to drive through Manhattan to get there. And I was like, thank God. And I'm looking and they're directing traffic. There's police on the ground directing the traffic. I'm like, oh, there must be something wrong with the lights. No, the lights were fine. The traffic were working. The police officers were just asking you to ignore them because they were not doing a correct job of moving traffic. And I'm like, what the fuck? When your city gets up on a track light and thinks humans are going to do a better job than a coordinated grid system located, in one central source. What the fuck?
I will never fucking live in New York. Ever. Well, that's not true. I did live in. I will never live there again. We didn't live in the city, though. His family was from Long Island. But we lived up in upstate New York. But we went down there like every couple months. Do what?
Jeff has a deep divining respect for the great Pete Davidson, as one should.
I'm glad you lowered that bar constantly because you're still setting it way too high. I can tolerate
Pete Davidson. Is funny. I'm developing an appreciation for Pete Davidson.
Oh, I'll say that.
I'm developing a solid taste and appreciation.
After we watched that movie, he did with the kid.
Yeah.
Was that on a plane we watched? No,
we were. We watched it on a plane.
Okay, that was a great.
Yeah. Movie. What was it? Something.
It wasn't The King of Staten Island. It was
not.
I'll look it up in a second. But yeah, I get it that he's annoying. He breaks on SNL and he's weird looking and shit. So does he. He knows all that shit. So like
the self-awareness, it kind of like
it kills the joke. It's like I know all these things.
Yeah.
Why do you keep saying it?
Exactly.
But either way, if you watch some of his movies, I think he can act and he was a good character.
Yeah, he's.
Maybe if he keeps playing that character type, people will forget what he was. They'll just be like this character actor that always like. Because remember how Steve Buscemi played the same type of character, this like weird off-kilter guy in the beginning.
It's funny. It's almost like Pete Davidson is like kind of playing a caricature of himself, and in doing so is becoming more real than he ever was as himself before.
Yes,
like
that makes a lot of sense actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an audience here. Hi, folks. Welcome to our home.
Yeah.
Dixon's
so comfy.
Says managed to trigger a Karen by telling her she was drinking oxygen and not oxygen. Wow, is that a thing now? Well, because of the Y chrome, like what? Is the feminine way to spell it?
Oh.
We have gone so far as a people. It's very upsetting.
Why are we worried about dumb shit?
Dixon Sider says someone at work pronounced Chris Pratt as Crisp Rat. I cannot hear it now. You're going to ruin everything. Next, you're going to tell me there's an arrow hidden in the product.
That's funny as shit, man. Dixon's a hell of a hoot. He's a hell of a hoot.
He is.
Dixon Sider.
Dixon Sider sent me those drinks, the WCBS soda. Yeah, Dixon Cider. Jesse saw the WCBS sodas.
Yes.
I preserved them.
They have been saved.
WCBS?
World Class Bullshitter Soda.
Why the fuck was I thinking that was a TV network? Why the fuck?
Because
probably.
Because the CBS affiliate out of New York City is WCBS, the number one CBS affiliate on the planet.
Why the fuck did that go right over my head, Jeff? I'm fucking over there, and I went right the fuck over my head.
You're in this direction, right?
Yep.
Mary! What?
Mary, nothing goes over my head. I catch it.
Thank you, Dave.
My reflexes are amazing. I will catch it.
So, speaking of the MCU.
Yeah.
Who saw the Spider-Man trailer?
Dude, I was so up on that shit. I was watching all the leaks like a rabid dog, snarling at everything. It was great.
Before we jump into the trailer, real quick about the leaks, Mary. This movie, the fans are setting themselves up for disappointment. There is a large swath of people who are convinced that this movie is going to be Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and Tom Holland on an adventure, that this is a big whatever, this is a ploy by Disney to cover up the true plot of the movie. If they appear, it'll be for a fucking scene. Much like Michael Keaton, it'll be for a fucking scene.
Oh, dude, have you not seen
of Spider-Man, Spider-Man, and Spider-Man, Attorneys at Law? But
Jeff,
it's not going to be that. It's going to be Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, and oh my God, Spider-Man got lost. Who helped him on his way? Outlaw Spider-Man. It's Tobey Maguire, and then it goes through the place.
It got confirmed by Smooth, one of the actors in the movie.
Yeah.
Did you not see that?
No. What? That the whole movie's them?
No. So that they're in it.
I'm saying I know they're going to be in the movie, but you got to understand something. There's thousands and thousands of people online that are convinced that this movie is going to be the three of those guys going on an adventure together. And
no!
And fighting all these villains.
No.
Like, everyone online before this trailer has this, and they've been making fake merchandise to promote this shit.
I actually think it could even be something as benign as, Doctor Strange and Tom Holland end up in one of the many multiverses and see, oh yeah, this is your life in this one, and it's like a fucking snapshot, of it's like a little snapshot of Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker and Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker, and they don't even fucking interact.
I don't think so. I think that's what you're doing. Saying, I would actually, what I wouldn't mind. This is how I do it. If this is them going into the other universes, I'd like to see Doctor Strange open a portal, have Tom Holland Spider-Man fall through it. Oh my God, he falls into the fight scene from the second Spider-Man movie, like off frame, and falls through another portal, and that's it. Just like that kind of shit. You just see it, it's there. Because what I was saying on the High Council is, all they do is basically discount their old movies where they don't have value because they throw it out for the sake of a joke to sell you a new ticket. So then that old movie just doesn't really hold up. It's lost its value in the catalog. They don't care. It's now expendable. I wanted to spend money on it.
I'm going to level with you. I don't disagree with anything you said. Actually, I think that everything you've said, according to every bit of experience that we've had currently, like to date, in regards to the representation of the past things that we love being once again placed on the screen, only to be dismembered or disrespected or devalued right in front of us, is a spot on way to pinpoint all of that, right? Like I'm trying to find the right words. So yes, you're right. I agree with you on that front. That being said, it would be so stupid to do that. God, why would you do that? Why would you you didn't have to bring him back, is the thing. You don't have to bring back Toby. You don't have to bring back Andrew Garfield. You don't have to bring back any of these people. It's Spider-Man. Most people love Spider-Man anyway, even if there are like some people who I think reasonably say, okay, so that's not really Spider-Man. Okay, so that's not the interpretation most people are comfortable with, and that's fair and that's fine, and I'm not discounting that. But why the fuck would you bother? Why would you put them on screen if it was only going to be for a momentary cameo? What the fuck's the point? Why?
Because it's cheap, and it'll get people. And
this is what it is. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was saying you can manufacture hype around it, but
you can also manufacture merchandise. This is all it is. I swear to God, it's to sell, because Spider-Man, nobody follows it like I do. Spider-Man's a character. They keep selling multiple suits that he doesn't even fucking wear, and it sells like crazy. This is another way to say, guess what? We can sell you Tobey Maguire figures for 25 more years. We can sell you Andrew Garfield figures for another decade. We can keep it going. That's all this is. It's a big toy commercial.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it's clear too that with limited exceptions, when do they keep lead actors who are big names under wraps in movies? When do they do that? When do they make it all hush hush that this big actor, this big name actor, A-list actor who has a huge part in this movie, and they keep it totally a secret until the movie comes out?
If you're going to say cameo, I'll disagree, because usually when they've got a cameo, they blow it the hell up. Oh, we got this person here. You know what I mean?
It's not anymore, because the most recent example of the question you're asking would be Michael Keaton's return to Batman in The Flash, which by the Spider-Man logic is like hush hush. By the DC logic, it's selling the movie. So the big thing that you're talking about, they wouldn't keep it hush hush if it was a big part of the movie. So I'm trying to further your point with another point in the superhero genre.
The only time I can think of in a big film where it was like a big deal that you didn't know who this actor was The Dark Knight.
Oh, there was a Tropic Thunder. Because that was when that got spoiled, they freaked out because it was like there was a press release.
Yeah, that's true. So with that one, and then The Dark Knight. So when there's surprises,
that
when
was
it's
a good twist about Heath Ledger. What is
exactly.
That's the Joker?
When there's surprises, right? When it's like they've shown you the actor all over, they've plastered it in front of you, and you still don't know who it is because they're in a suit or behind a mask or whatever it is, in disguise, and it's a fucking surprise. Oh my God. If you have Andrew Garfield and you have Tobey Maguire, and the other things too is if they're working on a movie like this, part of it also, press tours, doing the press junket. That's part of these guys' income. It's part of their celebrity. It's part of like what they get out of this. So these guys don't sign on to do a movie if like, oh, you're not going to even be part of any of the press for the movie. You're not going to get any of the accolades or the stardom or the. I mean, we're seeing Scarlett Johansson sue over breach of contract, which obviously is a very legitimate thing and stuff. But
more people are coming out and support like.
Good.
Jason Sudeikis and some other big actors, I think it was Emma Stone or somebody else, were on like another show together, and it's like in the conversation again. So it's weird how the boogeyman specter of Disney. It's like people are just like, no, we got to do this right. We got to do this right, and it's like the more people are speaking out, it's taking away the power of the big guy.
So
I'm going to be honest with you.
At the end of the
I'm hyped for it. For the Sinister Six, I'm hyped for that.
For which one? What?
For the villains, for the comeback of all of these villains.
Yeah, honestly, Doc Ock looked great. I thought he looked phenomenal, just like going back in time.
My concern that I brought up on the show was because, like I said, I'm excited, and I'm not trying to piss on anyone's parade, but put yourself in my shoes, audience members.
No, totally.
I already want to be excited. I already don't want to be disappointed. But
Sure.
this undoes, like, what this Doc Ock makes no sense because we saw Spider-Man 2 Doc Ock make the sacrifice and die.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way he survived and is out being a bad guy. So what we're going to be watching is Alfred Molina playing an alternate version of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man Doc Ock. So just remember that, folks. Like, all this stuff that you're getting so excited for, like, remember.
It's kind of like Thanos at Endgame.
I heard something about it was like a snatch up right before he died. And that could just be,
First off, no, not to be rude, but first off, he's wearing completely different clothes. That outfit isn't a 1-to-1 translation of the second movie suit. Secondly, if it's right before he dies, he's burned up, he's damaged, he has a different haircut, he's fatter. Like, there's even what they present with a younger or a fixed up actor. Literally nothing from that scene. He would be electrocuted and damaged and this and that. So if you're pulling it out, why is he all cleaned up and ready to fight?
Yeah.
Another thing too, he exists for one goal. One goal. Doc Ock isn't evil. Doc Ock it's a crime to not finish his science project. He only commits one crime in that movie. Well, he commits many crimes, but the one thing he does is rob a bank to fund capital for his project. He's not a bad guy. What these people keep forgetting, because they're not really into this shit, is all of these characters have personal motivations. In the movies, the Green Goblin, what is his motivation? They're coming after his company, so he wants to test the shit on himself so he can get the contracts and save Oscorp. It's all about entrenched management, what they want to avoid. The second movie is Doc Ock's personal journey to do his science. And the third one's a piece of shit, but my point I'm trying to get at is all of the things that they're trying to take and bring back, even if you're a huge fan like me, like #1 fan, it doesn't make sense, and there's nothing to get excited for, because if you take 5 seconds and go, oh, it breaks. It all falls apart.
I really think it's going to be member berries, the Spider-Man movie.
Hey, do you mind if I answer Dixon's question real quick with a personal plug?
Yeah, of course.
Dixon, my shenanigans streams become Patreon exclusives, which you can catch over on my Patreon. Every week they get posted. So they get taken down. They are no longer that's why I call them shooting star streams, because you either catch it while it's live or you can catch it if you become a Patreon. So there you go. Sorry, plug. Personal plug.
Ooh, speaking of plugs, actually, I should take some time to tell you guys about this, because this involves homework if you guys want to be in the know. I am putting together another live stream with Richard Chu, that guy whose name might be familiar because he edited a movie we like. It was made in 1977. Spoilers at Star Wars.
Really?
Holy shit. The one with the Death Star, right? Actually, this picture's from Empire.
Whatever, not that guy. The other one.
This is on best, but anyway.
But yeah, so Richard Chu, who edited that, as well as One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and Risky Business, and a gajillion other awesome movies. There is a whole series about his career, an interview with him about his career on my channel if you want to check it out. But anyway, he will be coming back we're going to do a movie. We're trying a movie club. So it'll be me, Jeff, Richard, and we're hoping to get Jedi Bunny on for this one. And Lindsay's, she was on our last Oscar stream. but we're going to be taking a look at 2 movies. We're going to watch Mudbound and Nothing But a Man. And so Mudbound was a 2017. It was like a Sundance movie that got picked up by Netflix. I actually was curious about this one. It looked cool. It was one of these like it was a historical movie, and it was like 2 guys come back. It was from a war or something like that, but they go back to like the deep South of Mississippi, and one's white and one's black, and it sort of parallels their experiences. Yeah. So that I was actually really curious about that one when it came out, because I wanted to see how I find that right now the only things that handle racial commentary in a way that's not like overly preachy and annoying are ones that are through a historical lens, because they actually sort of kind of use the backdrop of a more racist history to not worry about, oh my God, who's going to be offended, and just like say what they fucking mean. And then the other one, Nothing But a Man, is a 1964 piece that deals with a black man dealing with being a black man in 1964. And this was one of the films that actually got Richard Chew into filmmaking in the first place, inspired him to leave law school. And so I thought it'd be cool to take a look at these movies separated by half a century of filmmaking technology and sensibilities, and to see how, approaching that subject matter, especially talking about like a modern lens, looking at a much older lens, and then sort of like a not quite modern lens looking at its own time period. So there's a lot of sort of interesting parallels and differences going on. So it should be a really fun stream.
Hell yeah. Well, and there's a wonderful kind of short documentary about how Star Wars was saved in the edit. And for those of you who love Star Wars because of what it was originally and what sucked you in, you owe a great deal to these people. Because not that I don't have love and respect for George Lucas, immensely I do, because the concept, of course, comes from his mind. But that man would have given you a shit show. And you would not have gotten what you got. And Star Wars would not be what it is were it not for being saved in the edit.
You know what the greatest thing to ever happen to Star Wars? The invention of the word no. George, don't do that. No,
George, no.
And it's that has stuck with him forever.
Yep.
That's why we have McClunky.
Fuck you, George. But that's the thing. Filmmaking is a collaborative process, and it requires that. It requires the torch eventually being passed. Spelling, guys, is CHEW for those who are wondering.
No other guy, like filmmaker, I can't think of another filmmaker that's so generous in one way. Like George Lucas is giving, like financially, he's known to give so much to education and stuff. Like he's a kind guy, but at the same time, he's so selfish
when it comes to his
only that first movie. He must have had such a fucking time. Like a nightmare getting that thing made and just living with it that like he can't I get it like with the shit with the comic I can understand like looking at something and not but like man just obsess over Return of the Jedi. You made a worse film. Like just fuck that one up more. Fuck that one forever. Leave the original one. Sorry, I like Return of the Jedi, but come on, man.
I love it. Let me catch up with a couple super chats here. I think that's the most recent one, but let me double check us. Yep. We got more from Dixon Cider. We always love Dixon Cider. Dixon Cider forever.
Giggity.
Later.
On the plus side, I'm completely immune to flashbang grenades. Helen Keller. Helen Keller joke.
Wow. So if you're gonna play if you have a Counter-Strike team, is she your backup? So they're like, all right, we're going into this hot room. Go, Helen, go. She's firing blind.
Holy shit, man!
Don't get in the way.
Was that the? Did you just send her into this room? I just got like a visual of it, just her taking out an entire room. Jesus
Christ. So why couldn't Helen Keller drive?
Because she was deaf, dumb, and blind. I feel like that's good enough reason.
Because she was
why?
Because she was a woman.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Oh, I love it. I was also from Dick's Insider. I've come to the realization that I'm just like Santa. I'm fat, I'm jolly, and I only come once a year.
Shit.
Oh, you should definitely come more than that.
That's-
Hey,
3
look,
times a
he's
year.
Morning's Initiative. Mindless Mayhem. It works. It does.
Yes, it does. We've established this previously too. Not that you but you weren't aware of it, Loki. So you still get credit for thinking of it. Partial credit for thinking of it.
We need to. We still need to do a stream of the 3 families. Me, you,
Of
and
the
Mandy
3
again.
Yo, okay. I was like the 3. Wait, what did you say? The 3 what?
Dude,
The moms.
Mary, I got
Oh,
Mandy's
the
book in the mail. It's a good-looking comic.
Yeah.
Oh shit! You know what I'm still waiting on? Anna's.
Yeah, dude, I never got my
I
wonder if her mom ever got it. She was pissed. She was like, "My mother has not gotten my art yet. I am so bad."
Now that was through a professional company, Dynamite, right?
Yep, that was through a professional publishing company.
So wait,
What the fuck?
one guy was able to fix a company's problems quicker than a company that has done this for decades.
Yeah, apparently.
So I did it better than Dynamite. Cool.
Yeah,
Fuck
you
'em.
did. There you go. Fuck Dynamite.
I'm just saying. I haven't gotten it yet. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I don't even like Vampirella. I bought it because Anna's my friend, and I
Right.
was proud of her that she made it. You know? And that's what we all get for wanting to support our friend. Anna did the work. Anna did all Anna did her part. But no, Dynamite did.
It's crazy, man. I mean, like, I don't want to like bug her with it because what's she gonna fucking do, right? Like,
it's not even on her, man.
Shit.
I just think it reflects family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially because it's like partially, like some people got it, you know, some people didn't. Like what
fucking money she got that she made for them after all the fucking money she made them,
right?
Saying that they haven't handled and the other shit that I'll keep it all shut.
Joseph Yanowicz makes an addendum. World class mindless mayhem. That's what's up.
Ooh,
and Roger
like that.
With the red thumbs up. I do like world class mindless mayhem.
World
It
class
is good.
mayhem.
You
and Jeff can be honorary inductees into the Poontang clan.
Yeah.
Do I want to be in the Poontang clan?
Do you not know what the Poontang clan is?
I don't know. I know the Wu-Tang clan is something to fuck with.
No, well, I mean that's like an inspiration. No, the Poontang clan it's a group of it's basically the Babe de Menace, right? But then like the plan is that when we go to do like a meetup, we're gonna go out on the side of a highway. We're gonna take a basin, paint, a roller, a step ladder, and all gonna wear yoga pants plus some spray paint. Then we're gonna climb up to the signs on the side of the highway, and we're going to put our butt imprints in paint on the signs. # Poontang Clan all the way down the mile markers for at least 10 miles.
Yep, that's good. I'm there. Count me in.
Ooh, no, Lorena's got a videographer. She doesn't want to do the booty stuff.
You know what I found out about my cousin on my last family trip home? He apparently led a crew with like a famous tag that was like up and down the New England corridor for a long time. And I guess it's still going. Like he was like, yeah, I just met someone the other day who did it. And I was like, yo, I like invented that tag. And I'm like, oh, I forget what it was now. But like, I had actually seen it before. I remember, just capturing, like, I've seen that just driving. I'm like, gosh, fucking, this is the same cousin who was also once a roadie for Black Sabbath. So,
oh shit. All this fucking rock stuff with you, Jesse. Why can't you just come watch In Sync with me?
Because it's not May.
Because I can't do that. Dick's Insider, thank you for the super chat. I have a photo of Jeffrey Dahmer sitting on the toilet. The caption reads, Jeffrey Dahmer dumping his last boyfriend.
Nope, not today, Satan. No, I'm going over here.
Brutal.
Don't encourage him, Jeff. Did you just slow clap that shit?
That was good. That was good.
Is Flaming TP still around? I told him I owed him a Holocaust joke. Flaming TP, if you're still here, make yourself known. I'll tell it.
I'm like not Jewish, okay? I don't even have
Jewish.
black. I can't get away with this shit.
Jewish, allowed to tell Holocaust jokes, super Jewish.
All right, I'm gonna take my LGBTQ self over here, and I'm gonna stick my fingers in my ears. Let me know when it's over.
No, you have to laugh. It's anti-Semitic if you don't laugh. At Social Justice Jesse canceled Tom Hardy for not being Jewish and playing Jew on Peaky Blinders. I should do that. Social Justice Jesse needs to. Oh yeah, guys, Social Justice Jesse's coming back on a Thursday, and you'll have to tune in to see who she's canceling.
I know something you don't know.
This is true. Mary knows the inside story. Maybe I'll release this one early for patrons. Maybe that'll be a patron gift. They'll get Social Justice Jesse's early.
People love that.
People.
I love watching you get prepared for it.
Putting the fucking wig on.
The
Oh my
fucking
god.
wig on, man. I remember when I was out here that August with you. I was like, oh, there's that wig from the video.
Yep.
And it was just like, like every other movie prop I see in person. It's just a...
Every movie prop you've seen in person is a wig.
Yeah, I've only seen one movie prop. Yeah, I saw Christopher Reeve's hairpiece for Man 3 Quest 4, the Quest for Peace.
That's random.
It's actually just the last thing I saw in auction. I've never seen. Yep.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Bananas.
Dixon Snyder, I love you. I rescued a Chinese kid from a sweatshop. Then I took him to Build-A-Bear.
Oh my god.
I rescued a Chinese kid from a sweatshop. Then I took him to Build-A-Bear.
What the fuck?
For those who aren't familiar, it's where you have to make your own stuffed animal.
At least he gets to keep it afterwards.
Ah! No. And then he made him donate it to charity. That would be super fun.
You know, Osmosis, I only play a stupid bitch on the internet, okay? I'm actually relatively intelligent. I hate when Mary knows more than me. It doesn't reflect poorly on you.
I love Osmosis. He's a hell of a dude.
I only play a stupid bitch on the internet. That's all there is to that. So,
Dude, hey, wait. You go to your IMDb and under your show, which you can edit, put Mary Mayhem, stupid bitch. That's your character.
Can I do that now? I don't even know how to edit IMDb.
Mine is Mr. Shitter or some asshole.
Some asshole.
People are like, hey, I'm so Muff. That's my favorite one. Muff Daddy.
Oh my god, I'm on IMDb. Shit. I am on IMDb.
Other people tried to attack our IMDb pages. It's like we're a YouTube. I'm a podcast more than I'm on IMDb. I don't care about my IMDb rating.
So I'm really mad. Oh, actually, it might be expiring soon. I'll have to change. My IMDb Pro account got really fucked up, and it's associated with the wrong public one, so I can't edit my stuff because I actually have real IMDb credits, and it's kind of annoying, all of the YouTube stuff. So if you're out there, thank you for wanting to acknowledge us, but please stop adding me to IMDb anywhere, ever, at all. It does not help me. It actually hurts me what I'm doing if somebody goes to look me up on IMDb and sees a bunch of retired YouTube credits.
Could you actually put me as X-Wing Fighter number 4 for Empire Strikes Back? I'd like that credit. Jeff, you were in Empire Strikes Back? Yeah, man. I was born in 88. Don't ask me how I got in that film. Yeah, dude, I was in the special edition. You could make that rumor. I bet you people would believe that.
Probably.
You put yourself in the credits of a Disney Star Wars movie, like I was a background extra. That's why I knew so much.
I wonder what my star meter is right now. I do like to check sometimes. Oh wait, I just yeah. Do you ever Paul? I can check your star meter if you want, Mary, because I do have IMDb Pro. Okay, Jesse adds you to Urban Dictionary instead. That's fine. I'm fine with this.
I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to add stupid bitch to my profile here, and I can't figure out how to do it. Add a credit. How do you add a credit? What's that? Is that was typing area? Just tell me where to type stupid bitch thing.
It's a whole thing. That's why it's like someone actually had to put in a lot of time to like create these credits and stuff, because like it's actually a thing to get a credit added to this stuff.
Have I ever told you how much time I used to spend on IMDb back in the day?
No.
Until they got rid of their message boards, I was on IMDb religiously.
I'm
I
now.
used to troll the fuck out of people. I was the worst guy.
The matriarchy is now on IMDb.
Oh,
Great.
good.
Okay.
Good.
My favorite credit is still a real credit. It's We Are Cunts. We Are Cunts is my last real actual credit. So I'm just saying. That's
Why
a
is
real.
Mindless Entertainment over?
I don't know. Anyway. Oh, it's just till the most recent year. So 2001 probably listed as ongoing. But yeah. Oh, cool though. My star meter is under 100,000. I'm 92,501. Which is cool if you think about it. Of the millions and millions of people that are on IMDb, and there are millions, I'm like,
10 millions.
in the top 100,000. So, Mary, would you like to know what your star meter is?
What is my star meter? It's got to be in the dirt, right? Like somebody buried that meteor and like it's now part of like the dinosaur Stone Age. With like what?
Pictures.
Let's see. There's that.
Okay.
Okay.
A picture of her face actually pops up when you type it in.
Okay.
What the fuck is going on right now? Are we still on IMDb?
Here.
What? Yeah, I'm looking for. Where?
Under titles.
Oh, there we go. Okay, it's a title though. I'm looking for the people.
But that's her. You can just click on it and then go into the her.
Okay, I think it was. Okay, all right. I'll find you from there. God, that's just looks. Some of your pictures are like really cute, but then in thumbnails they look scary. Like small enough thumbnails.
Can you share, please? I want to know what the hell's going on right now. Share screen. This is getting uncomfortable. I want to engage in the poking of the fun.
Okay, you're right. I should be just. I can let you all see what I'm seeing.
I get to laugh at Crypt Keeper Mary too. Okay.
So it's like these
why does my jaw look so long?
It's just like too extreme of a close up,
Yeah.
Like it's a great picture, but it needs to be like a great picture from like a foot away. It's like, when you've got your light, or like when you've got your light,
Look into my face. I will eat you.
Oh, Jesus, zombie Roman.
I can't believe we quote Roman Reigns to each other.
Fucking Roman Reigns. I hate that man.
Very scary.
But like not really. But like I just hate his character because the real guy apparently is fine.
If I saw,
I want to change the picture.
you know how much people hate him? When he announced he was retiring because he had cancer, the crowd chanted, "Thank you."
I just think it's funny. Like, I want to be like, oh, Joe, I hear that it hurts your feelings that people hate you. And then, like, give him a hug and then, like, push back and then just slap him across the face.
Because you're such a bitch.
No, I'm going to tell him it's because he's such a jabroni.
I want to change this picture now. How does one change the picture?
You get an IMDb Pro account and you take ownership over your page that someone else has created. Although this is a show. Apparently Mary Mayhem is a TV series / talk show produced by Mary B. Oh, your movie meter is 474. But let's see. It is
I have no idea what that means.
produced. Apparently Lorena and Nina both direct your show.
That's interesting because Nina hasn't been on my channel in like a year.
So Mary B, apparently this is you.
That's me.
You're known for
Wait, you were in the Oregon Trail 5th edition?
No, I don't know what the fuck that even is supposed to mean.
That's your credit. Oregon Trail.
Were you in Defense Alliance too?
I don't know what that means either.
So I think that there's somebody named Mary B who is credited in a couple of video games as a voice actor. And that when somebody went to make your IMDb page, they found a Mary B and decided
That's you.
that it was you.
It's me.
And just added your show and Geeks and Games to your credit to this person's page.
Oh, okay.
Who has a star
Cool.
of over 1 million. So
Hey, see where I am.
That's interesting. Wow. I don't know what the score means though. Yeah, let's look at Jeff. What's Jeff got going
he's
on
apparently been a producer on my show since 2019. So I mean that's like almost true.
Yeah.
Hey,
Mother
World
Goose
Quest
presents
Bullshitters.
Once Upon a Night. What's that?
I'm in the movie.
Oh, right,
I'm
it's a movie.
I'm actually in a movie.
There you go. There's just your movie.
I'm legitimately in a film you can watch.
Hey, look, your star meter is only 300,000. It's like not as good as mine, but
That's cool. But world-class
It's not even as good as
started-
mine. That can't be true. That can't be true.
Oh, on IMDb, yeah, my star meter was 92,000. Look,
No, I was just saying that they got to get my credits right.
they don't get any of them right. That's my point. That's
Let's
why.
see what show is
Let's
that.
see. Tom Connors, Mega Random also, and two more also directed. Apparently, Robert Meyer Burnett writes your show.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Cecil writes your show. Mega
That's a big
Random
deal.
produces your show.
Okay.
Not like the real Cecil. It's just like
Release
this
October
pretend
15th, 2015.
Cecil.
That's close enough.
See, Robert Meyer Burnett has like a real star. Mine was almost that high once. I was at 37,000 once. It was great. See, look.
Oh wait,
look at
so
my-
is it the lower your star is, the better? Is that how
Who's
that
number
works?
one? Scarlett Johansson?
I don't
Let's
know who it
find
is
out
right
real
now. Where do I find stuff?
So is it lower? Is the lower the number, the better, right?
The lower the number, the better, because that tells you if you're
Oh,
number
okay.
one, means you're the number one searched person on IMDb.
Okay.
So number one IMDb. I'll just search and see who it is right now.
Wow, it's crazy how much of this stuff they get wrong.
Okay.
That's nuts.
7-star meter.
Okay.
Thank you, Osmosis. Look, you knew something I didn't know. Congratulations.
So, okay. IMDb top star meter, most popular. So there we go. Okay.
Yes,
Let's talk
it's
with
Scarlett
IMDb.
Alexandra Daddario.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm
is
excited for
currently
her.
the number one
Ooh,
most popular celebrity on
I
IMDb.
should stop one time.
Then Jodie Comer, then Samara Weaving, then Sydney Sweeney, Daniela Melchior, Margot Robbie, Hannah. It's funny. It's like the top, like 8.
Taika Waititi is
And
the
then
first
Taika Waititi
dude.
is the first dude at number
Why
9.
is Juno
He's
Temple at
only-
number 8?
I don't know. I don't know. So that's the top. The top 10 is really weird right now. They all kind of look the same. Anyway.
Can I drag this back to something we were already talking about, but it's something I
Yeah,
really
let's
wanted to
talk about
pitch
what
to
it is.
you? I wanted to pitch this idea to you because I don't know if any. I know that it was trending on Twitter for a little bit, but I'd actually caught it. I've caught, and I don't know that I think that it is actually Mephisto, but I did notice something in the trailer.
Okay.
And that was that our lovely friend, Dr. Stephen Strange, his voice at the end of the trailer, where he's talking to Peter Parker, and he's like, "Be careful what you wish for, Parker." His voice is straight up demonic in that moment. Like if you go and you listen to the tone of his voice, just that one little section, he sounds, "Be careful what you wish for, Parker." Like it's so evil sounding that it makes me question if that's Stephen Strange at all. And if it is Stephen Strange, if he isn't maybe possessed in some way, or what's going on, like something's not right, because there's no reason for him to speak that way. Like, be careful. That's just a malevolent fucking thing to say. Be careful what you wish for, Parker. The entire framing of that, the way it's just verbalized, sounds malevolent to me. Have you listened
I have
to
to go
that
back
at
and
all?
rewatch that.
Seriously,
People are
take a look at that.
Pull the Mephisto thing, like, oh, it's Mephisto. No more Mephisto talk, folks. Until Mephisto shows up on screen, because
I agree.
Yeah.
Mephisto
I
actually
agree.
has a history with Spider-Man. Remember how? I know you don't read the books, but like, have you ever heard people talk about Spider-Man making a deal with the devil?
Yeah.
He actually doesn't make a deal with the devil. It's Mephisto resets the universe, and it's not even Spider-Man that makes a deal. He's presented with a deal, and it's Mary Jane, for those who actually read, who makes the deal for Spider-Man and resets it. I wonder if this is going to be an interesting thing where this gets a weird reset at the end of this.
Reset?
Or we're just going to get a new status quo. That's all this movie
Yeah.
is a new status quo. And it's like,
Yeah.
like this is Spider-Man. One more time, we're going through the archives, and then we're going to either make it Miles Morales, which probably... I don't know, though. I feel like the tide has turned that Peter Parker Spider-Man, like, fans are so into him from every
Mhm.
walk of life. Like, you got a lot of foreign people, a lot of minorities. Everybody likes Spider-Man the way he is.
I do also think that Tom Holland has enough likability to him, and
I like him.
the right age. He's the right age that they can ride him for a long time. I think they will, and hey, why not?
He's the guy. If they can fix his suit, he could be my. I won't mind him at all.
Yeah,
I just can't get over the goddamn costume.
that's fair. Dix Insider says, man, this stream is hotter than the bottom of Hunter Biden's spoon.
Ouch.
Fuck. Rude. I know a lot of people in the community hate Tom Holland's Spider-Man. And look, I totally understand the perspective of that's not Spider-Man, right? But just hear me out. Hear me out, okay? You got Tobey Maguire. You got Andrew Garfield. Okay? Between those two trilogy runs, you had, or no, there wasn't a trilogy run for Andrew Garfield, was it? It was two movies, right? Andrew really loves Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. So I'm not going to say a word against it. I'll say this: between those movies, I think we've gotten Spider-Man, and we've gotten Spider-Man multiple times, and we've gotten several incarnations of Spider-Man. And so I'm sitting over here like, I know you're not. I know there are some people who are not into Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man because they don't feel that it is representative of Spider-Man. And I'm sort of okay with it because I'm like, yeah, but it's not like we haven't gotten Spider-Man. So for me, it's like, I'm kind of glad to get something a little different. Like, I'm kind of glad to have something a little, maybe I want to eat a tuna sandwich today instead of a chicken sandwich again,
I'm still not crazy about what they're doing with the character.
I just wanted to show you my opinion of The Amazing Spider-Man 2 in 2014 when this was brand new. We hold it up to the camera. This is for you, Mary. This is my opinion of those Andrew Garfield movies then.
Up a little bit. Up a little bit. Oh, that's your finger. Okay, got it. All right. Yeah. All right.
Well, follow me on Instagram, the Jeff Hicks. I'm honest about Spider-Man.
But yeah, I'm not crazy about the way they do his character all the time. I think they don't. I honestly don't think they give Tom Holland enough credit for what they could be doing with the character, given the actor they have for him. But I do like the actor in that role.
Now, you know what I just thought? How cool it would be if this is the reset. Because my number one complaint with modern Spider-Man movies is he's fine. The world he inhabits sucks. Mm-hmm. You can get rid of the world he inhabits.
That's true.
I don't think enough people really give a shit about Zendaya, and enough, like, here's the thing too about Zendaya. Zendaya is like, Spider-Man's like a kid's movie now.
Yeah.
Spider-Man is not, it used to be not an adult movie, but like an all ages movie. It was kind of sexy. Remember they were selling you Kirsten Dunst, Tobey Maguire. It was on the cover of everything, but it was like an all ages thing. Spider-Man is now kind of kiddified. She's trying to break out and do stuff. She's in Dune. She's going to move on to be like a, you know what I'm saying, like a non-kid Disney actor. This is that perfect time to like get rid of all these people. They, their contracts are, I don't know, I don't follow that portion, but like, it's the natural conclusion. Keep Spider-Man and then put him in something that's more familiar and recognizable. Yeah. Like, this is like, I like him enough that if you fix his world, I won't miss Tobey Maguire anymore. I like those movies, but Tobey Maguire also had Spider-Man 3, which sucks. Yeah. So it's not like he made 3 perfect movies and then got screwed over. True story. So, long story short, I want him to stick around. He looks like a kid. He'll look like a kid forever. Yeah. He's like Michael J. Fox. Yeah. They all kind of have that youthfulness. Keep him around, let him go to college. I
will disagree.
This guy. Let him grow up a little. No, yeah. And let's have him be an adult.
I will disagree about the Zendaya thing only insofar as that for me personally, and I recognize that this is very personally, I go into like a bi panic every time Zendaya and Tom Holland are on the screen together at the same time. So it's that I really like Zendaya and I like Tom Holland.
Their dynamic is weird to me though, because it looks like Spider-Man can't like hold his own. Like, she looks more physically intimidating than him.
She's not done anything physical really though. Like, she's not some badass running around. She's just not.
I'm not saying that, but like, they're on an actor they're both actors standing there. She's just bigger than him, and it makes like the dynamic. I agree. I do think it is
a little weird that like she does kind of physically overshadow him when they're on screen together.
I think that's going to be a problem you run into with most people though, because Tom Holland's a fucking small guy. He's not a big guy, and so it's. Zendaya's not a big girl.
You know who's cast to that though, because look at Back to the Future. Melora Hardin, who's a regular actress, was cast as first Jennifer. They fired her as soon as Michael J. Fox took over because she was too tall. I'm not saying you have to get rid of that stuff, but you can recast if that's something. If you're trying to present the image.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me enough.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me enough to want to change anything. I love them together.
Too inferior. Like, I don't know. Spider-Man, like, oh man, I got to protect her or do this for her. It's like, yeah, you're not really protecting anybody, Peter.
She does also. I think that's the character of her. She has that like tough, don't protect me vibe, like, which is sort of. I don't know, like, and Mary Jane is supposed, I know it's MJ and whatever, like it's always supposed to be like not a damsel in distress character, like it can hold her, like she's always like has a toughness, but not like a physical toughness.
Exactly.
Like she's like in a mental like, oh, I'm gonna do it and say like a grit or like a tenacity to her.
Well, look at every fight.
Yeah.
She always tries to take, like, and it didn't feel forced. Like, even in number 2, when Doc Ock, when she gets away, she tries to help Spider-Man, gets her ship pushed in, but at least she tries. That's the character, like, had that tenacity, not like,
but also not the ability physically to back it up. Whereas like Zendaya feels like the opposite. Like she's never really in the action, but like it feels like she could, you know? Like it's one of those, you know, you have the movies where the chick is like, I want to fight, and the guy's like, no, you go stay with the women. And like 50% of the time you're like, yeah, bitch, you really need to go stay with the women. And the other 50% of the time you're like, I mean, I think she could kind of help, like she can kind of fight. Like Zendaya is in that second category where I'm like, I think probably you want her to go with the men and probably help with the fight. And so I don't, because Spider-Man also, even in the previous iterations, Tobey Maguire is not the specimen of masculinity by any stretch of the imagination. And so I do think it is important for a correctly done Peter Parker to have a slightly softer MJ.
I've never extrapolated her that far, and I'm not saying you can't. I've just never taken her that far in my mind. It doesn't bother me. I'm not saying I don't see how it could kind of throw some people off a bit, you know. Yeah. For me because she's pretty quiet overall, and she's pretty reserved. And I feel like that's something that maybe she's shown some snarkiness, right? That snarky banter here and there where she's comfortable, but overall she's pretty quiet. I feel like she has a lot of room to grow, and I'm willing to give her that. Yeah. So I'm just kind of looking and waiting and watching and seeing, and I'm happy with the path we're on.
I do think maybe that's really the crux of my complaint, is that I feel like snark has become this replacement for good writing, like for good character development and writing. Mm-hmm. And like snark has become the catch-all for like the chick who doesn't want to show you her feelings, or like it's like, I don't know. I feel like snark is just one of those things, like overly expository dialogue, that are just become these cliches in writing, that like, or these hallmarks of sort of lazy writing. And I think it once again goes back to a lot of my complaints about this current Spider-Man era. I think that the casting is better than some of the writing and some of the jobs the actors are given to do.
The casting. I like Zendaya. I think Zendaya can turn nothing into something.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think the casting is better and the acting is better than the jobs that the actors are being asked to do.
I would agree with that. Especially with Zendaya's role, with Michelle. I think that's her name that they're having her go with. Everybody was like, no, don't call her MJ. And they laid off of that real quick, right? Like I haven't heard her called MJ since. So that was a good thing as far as I was concerned.
Man,
so
like that shit.
No, nobody liked that. No, everybody was like, that's not fucking Mary Jane. And so they picked up on that. And that gives me a little bit of hope that they have. It's not like they haven't picked up on some of the things we're laying down, right? You haven't heard them even mention MJ since that initial one go around. And we've had plenty of movies since then where Spidey was running around. He hasn't called her MJ once. So
to be fair, they only had one movie in between then.
Well, but he was
in a bunch of movies, but she's only in one.
Yeah, but I mean, like, so that's fair. But we did have an entire movie and especially the ending was a big deal between those two, where you would think that MJ would have slipped out of his mouth at least once if they were going to hold that up. You know what I mean?
Also, those same hallmarks that give me hope in some cases, in the modern era, also give me pause, because it's this feedback loop thing. It's the rapidity of the feedback loop which actually stops good feedback from happening, and it makes me uncomfortable. Like, it's important for filmmakers to be able to listen to and hear fans and understand what the fans actually want, so they can deliver it. But then you get on the slippery slope of, oh, we're listening to you, and then wanting to give the fans everything they're asking for.
Right.
And that's where I'm worried we've gotten to with this new movie. I think that's where
I'm in this place with all of it, really, where I truly believe that it is terrible. And I've always said this, and I've tried to be consistent with this, is that I think it's important that we speak with our wallets, right?
Yeah.
But speaking with your wallet goes in more than just one direction. It's more than just not showing up for a movie that you hate. It's showing up for something that you think did a good job, like we did with Sonic the Hedgehog, right? And even if that's from, and you guys can disagree with me, and I understand a different like juxtaposition here. I'm not dismissing somebody else's perspective, but for me, even if it's from a company that you're pissed at because they're hand over fist screwing up left and right, that if they put something out there that you like, you reinforce that good behavior, and you do it by giving them, your fucking $8, your $12 at the movie theater. It's by showing up and going, this is good, this is right, this is what I like. And you show them how to do well while showing them what you don't enjoy. And I think that speaking with your wallet is far more than just that I'm angry, so I'm not going to the theater, right? It's far more than just, and look, that's something that we need to keep in mind. What we say is nowhere near as important as what we do, right? For the people who are out there going, oh, I'm so mad at Disney, so I'm going to cancel my Disney Plus for what they did to Gina Carano. And then they didn't actually cancel it. They just like pretended to cancel it, but they still got to cover all this stuff. And they never bothered to go out of their way to find a way to navigate this really murky water, no, dude, you followed up. Did I do reviews on Loki? Yeah, but I didn't pay for that. I didn't give them my money.
Well, remember, this is Sony. Disney's this is a Sony picture.
These are the same people that did Ghostbusters 16.
Very anti-Disney approach. Sure. This is technically a Sony picture. This is like Ghostbusters. Yeah. So that's how you have to weigh it. If you're like, if you boil it down to I support based on studios, and you got to remember, who did what. Yeah. Remember how Sony sued you. Remember those email leaks. Remember that stuff. Also remember what a Sony branded picture is. This isn't as shitty as the MCU is becoming. At least it was a certain bar of level of quality. Sony Pictures, they consider The Amazing Spider-Man 2 a good quality film. So just always remember the people behind the scenes. Kevin Feige, producer, probably a name on this shit, more so than we know.
But the thing is, though, what it all boils down to, my experiences going to see the Spider-Man movies so far in the MCU have been, neither of them have been favorites for me, but I've had an enjoyable experience seeing both. I think that's what I'm expecting out of this. I think I'm expecting.
You're biased on the second.
That's very true. It was the first movie we ever saw together, and it was right before we.
Fucking hate you.
Wait, that was just the first time, Mary. It's been hundreds of times since.
Thanks to that. That fixed it, made it better, a whole lot better.
But so I expect this to be much the same. Like I expect to probably have a fine time throughout this here film. Have a good barrel of laughs. Not really feel any deep emotions, and then leave and not think too much about it afterwards.
Sure. I think that's fair.
I bet you I like this one. Not like where I love it, gotta rewatch it, or even have the thought like I do with Into the Spider-Verse as positive memories. But I bet this movie's light and inoffensive enough that it doesn't set anywhere long enough to like do anything stupid. It's like just as a movie, like you tell a great joke, if I tell one more beat, I'll fuck it up. So on to the next thing, and that's what this whole movie is going to be. It's just an on to the next thing.
I dig it.
Here's what I'm not gonna fucking do. I'm not gonna fucking sit here and pretend to hate something just so I can score cool points within the crowd, right? I'm not gonna sit here and present myself as something just because I think it will make the people around me like me better. If you can't appreciate that I might not agree with you on everything, and that I might have a differing opinion, then maybe my friendship with you is not, and I'm not saying you two, but I mean like in terms of just anyone, right? Any old person I may interact with. I don't engage with people that can't agree to disagree with me in a civil way, right?
That's literally the thesis of the video I dropped earlier today. Yep.
I saw it drop. I let it play. I saw the first few seconds of it, but I didn't make sure you got the view.
My crux at the end is don't trust anybody who wants you to buy their narrative and won't let you question it.
Yeah.
If you have a problem with, and I said even me, actually, I purposely put an ad break. You guys will notice this. You'll appreciate this. There's a part where I say "fuck me" and I put an ad break right after that. So,
Mary, to jump off your point about liking stuff and not having to fake it, I'll be the first to admit. As soon as they make a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man figure, I'm the first person to get that shit. Hot Toys, Mayfex, Hasbro. I don't care. I don't need to support this movie outside of like going to see it because I've seen almost every other Spider-Man movie. But like, again, what the fuck happened with this like crusade mentality? It was always like Star Wars shit the bed. Let's talk about this. Now it's like anti-anything geek culture. Like this. Show me
that the culture we love. Isn't that why we're here?
Well,
right,
like,
exactly.
With the Spider-Man trailer, if you're looking for outrage, look somewhere else. This thing is so inoffensive. Even the jokes that they choose to put in this are like, if you watched those movies, you're gonna at least chuckle at like the Stephen Strange thing like that does sound weird. Like, they weren't the greatest jokes, but they're so like, this trailer set itself up very well. Yeah. Most trailers don't tell you a story. The reason I'm so high on this trailer, this actually told you the premise of the movie, and it cut because it's a complex plot. Yeah. For once, a complex plot's going to get you a basic delivery. Like that's why Back to the Future
very true.
Works.
It was like, hey, here's the plot of the movie. And you're like, oh, and it's like the way a trailer's supposed to be. Whereas the Eternals, for example.
Fuck that trailer.
On the other hand, the Eternals tries to do the same thing. Hey, here's why this movie, and here's what it's about. And you're like, what the fuck? I still don't get why it exists. I still don't get why I'm supposed to watch it or care, any of that shit. But I feel like you told me at once too much and too little. And this one, you're right. You get in and you're like, okay, it's what a trailer should be. It's giving me the premise of the movie, and it's intriguing enough that it's making me go, oh, I want to see how this pans out.
That, yeah.
What this trailer does, why I keep going back to liking it, it gives me the premise of the film. I know why Peter Parker, the problem he has with everyone knowing his identity.
Yep.
The problem, how to fix the problem.
Yep.
Then I understand the crisis of conscience in the moment.
Yep.
And then the thing that breaks everything. They give you enough to understand what's happening. Mm-hmm. So many other trailers, in a world, or a fucking Marvel logo, heartbeat effect, fucking Scarlett Johansson's face, dropping down. It's like all this cryptic bullshit. This one actually felt like, here's a fucking movie. Here's the story. Make up your own mind. It even breaks it into Doctor Strange narration. The multiverse is something we know woefully little about.
Yeah.
Okay. So we know how little they know. We're on a journey together. We kind of know what we're getting into. This movie doesn't need to be rewarded for that, but this trailer needs to be rewarded for breaking the mold of fucking stupid.
It is really nice to be set up for a movie where it's like, hey, here's this big mystery we don't know anything about. Let's learn about it, as opposed to, hey, let's go.
Even with all the leaks.
What?
Even with all the leaks.
Right? But it's better than like having someone show up in the first like 10 fucking minutes of your movie and be like, I literally know everything. Let me give you all the answers, you know?
Right.
Thank God we're going into something that doesn't have the answers preordained for us. For fuck's sake.
Well, and what's fascinating to me while we're sitting here and having this discussion, there have been multiple times and points where we've sat here tonight where we didn't line up or didn't necessarily agree on something. Well, even if we didn't hash it out, we sat and we listened to one another, right? We listened to a viewpoint that wasn't our own, that we didn't necessarily, I don't want to say didn't sit comfortably, but it wasn't our own, right? And so we may have found ourselves going, no, I'm not really, whatever. And it didn't matter at the end of the conversation or at the point where we switch gears or do something else, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because I just fucking like Jesse's face, man. So I don't give a shit. I just fucking like, well, I don't like your face, Jeff, but I like your shirt. Sorry, that was mean. I apologize. I'm so sorry. That was mean.
You got a ton of wrestling content. Hey, Mary, it's so great.
I'm actually proud of that. You know what? I'm leaving. I don't have to put up with this shit.
We love you. Let me get to two of these super chat.
Yes.
Hell of a super chat come in here. So, we had a bunch. We had Borg say, Jesse, did you see that Darth Melvin video yet? I don't know who Darth Melvin is, so no. But unless it's the one, someone did send me one where they were like, hey, this guy literally just clipped your entire video and just like talked shit about you on it.
Really?
And
So
and I
funny.
think I just left my usual one of my passing through things about like, oh God, I can't imagine how sad your life is. Like oh God, those are my favorite people. I I actually like regularly want to do little shout outs to good old Boulder Boy and be like, yo, Monday Matt, if you're listening, I'm still here if you want to, do a take on my take since you don't have any ideas of your own. But I just think it's charming when people want to criticize you, like criticize your content, but
Mhm.
their only content is just your content.
Criticizing your content. Yeah.
Exactly. And like literally with your content as the primary, crux of their content. And I'm like, I just, I don't, I can't be bothered by the fact that you did this because it's too sad to be hurt.
Upset. Yeah. Yeah, it's really hard to get hung up on something that pathetic.
Right?
Sorry.
Ah,
Dude, he was on the
shit.
top of the fridge.
On the fridge. Oh, fuck. I like, man, the railing. I'm like,
No,
ah!
no. I just looked up
Okay.
and he just jumped off.
Cat
the top
on
of the
fridge, I can deal with. Cat on porch railing, I'm gonna have a heart attack. That's why I actually that's why I think it speaks to me so much. The last verse, I put it out in my video because I was like, oh, it's my favorite Bob Dylan song, and I play music on Live It. By the way, more if you're on my Patreon, I'm putting up some more songs, more free of my songs there for you and stuff. Words. I English good, Charlie.
Thanks, Frank.
And words. Anyway, no, Positively Forced is my favorite Bob Dylan song, and the part that speaks to me so much is the last verse. I wish that for just one time you could stand inside my shoes, and just for that one moment I could be you. It's I wish for just one time I could stand inside your shoes, so you'd know what a drag it is to see you.
Oh shit!
Right? And like I want certain people. I just want them to like understand. When they're trying to get under my skin, when they're trying to upset me, when they're trying to hurt my feelings, I desperately want them to just be me for a moment so they can understand how little I care. Like that's what I want. So
I've got a ham and cheese grilled sandwich to make, guys. I'm super busy.
right, like, I got some sex to have with my sex man.
This is horse shit.
I mean, we should have sex and then grill ham and cheese sandwiches.
Yes. Need him naked in bed and off the door.
Yeah, but we'd have to derobe because I don't cook anything butter naked.
That's fair. That's
You know what?
Demogenite!
You want to come over for breakfast?
No, it's bound to smell like poontang in there.
It does. I thought you liked that smell though.
Only when it's my own.
Demogenite says, hello, beautiful people. Hello, Demogenite.
What stream just got it?
The deep
It's
in the genie.
Demogenite is.
In the
Bill
genie.
Thompson, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, what do you think about the surprise GB screening? GB blanking.
Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters? Is there
Andy from Popcorn Planet did a video. I guess he saw it.
Oh, the new
Saw the
Ghostbusters?
movie. Yeah, he saw it, and he was gushing. He was like, so it's really about family, and you could tell there was a lot of love, passion put into it, and so it got me hyped. I know it's not out till November, but dang it, I wanted to see it right then. And
Wow.
So yeah, he did like a live stream. It wasn't a video. I think it was on like a live stream. So that was really cool.
I may have to text him about that and be like, yo, bro. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm just like, whatever. I just like have Andy's number. We're just like friends. My face. No, Andy's a cool dude. He's the grudge guy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm gonna have to follow him up and be like, yo, tell me more about the Ghostbusters. Give me the inside scoop.
Are you going to talk like Janine the entire time?
Yes. I'm just gonna
No,
talk.
Janine doesn't say yeah.
I loved your face when you doll.
Yeah.
That doll. You look
You're a retard.
that was great.
Doomcuck Overlord 4K. Thank you for joining us. Breaking news: Kelly Osbourne to play I Am Starfire.
I mean, that's a good one.
I mean, that is what the drawing looks exactly like.
Yeah,
on
but
that cover.
again, okay, so who would play her mom? Who's Starfire? Because they ain't gonna be Sharon Osbourne.
Papa, don't preach.
I don't know,
I'm in
Doomcuck, you've got the
trouble,
scoop,
please.
so you should be
Can we
able
log
to
into
tell
Reddit
us.
real quick?
All right, let's see. Where am I? Am I caught up to? Yep, here we go. Do. Dixon Cider says, Jeff, tell Dion that I don't understand why they don't call electricians Power Rangers. But
Oh, that's a good idea.
they really should. More people would become them. When they need more people to become electricians, they'll go on a branding.
Switch the
kick.
name to Power Rangers.
They would have promoted that in school when we were a kid. Like, if you want to be a Power Ranger, like being an electrician or whatever, like an engineer, some shit, I'd have become the world's greatest math student. Like, I got into Taekwondo because I love the Power Rangers. But shit, karate, I call it martial arts, whatever. But yeah, man, Power Rangers can sell you anything. They sold me thousands of dollars in toys.
There you go. The provocateur extraordinaire. Thank you for the 69, dude. Sorry to hear about your troubles. Thanks, man. I usually 69 Mecca, but maybe your channel needs some support this week. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Love your Meant to Offend vids. Yay! Well, they're back as of today, so I'm glad you enjoy them. Thank you for the entertainment. That is mindless, but obviously well thought out. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, provocateur extraordinaire.
That right there's an oxymoron, sir.
And give my love to Mecca when you roll through her chat again. So, what was I gonna say about? Oh yeah. Thank you. Also, press the like button, everybody, if you have not done so already.
Yeah, what's the deal with that, guys? People in the chat. What's the deal with that? 60 people watching. I know we've had more than 100 people roll through here. Hit that like button.
Totally. Oppress. Give it a little oppression. It needs your love.
You sexy beast. Give it a little licky-loo.
Eagle Rider says, miss you, girly. Got a lot to tell you. Well, I'm excited to hear.
Oh, shit. Her picture's got her actually riding an eagle.
Legit.
Fuck.
There you go. I mean, look, can't blame her for false advertising right there. So speaking of voting with your wallet and appreciating things that are good, I have heard different people's varying opinions and reviews of One Fear Street, which was the trilogy. Now, I don't know if Netflix produced this. Did they produce it themselves, or was it like it's like a Netflix original? Okay, cool. So it's Netflix decided to make a proper horror trilogy, and I really mean it really is a trilogy, which is cool. I was just talking, I think, on a stream not that long ago, about how nobody really few people actually try to make a trilogy. A lot of people just end up making a movie and then realizing they're good for 2 sequels, and then turning it into a trilogy from there. And this has a lot going for it. I highly recommend everyone check it out. There is room for criticism. I don't agree with all the criticisms I've seen. I do have some criticisms of my own. I have to say one of the big things about it. So the main character, spoilers, is a lesbian. That's actually, they do set that up as a nice little plot twist in the, I'm not going to give you too many spoilers, guys, so don't worry about it. But that's sort of like, you'll get that one really early on. They do set that twist up nicely. But that's one of my issues is, so like her love of this other chick that she's like, got the heart on for, that's like, she carries this torch for, and it sort of does have this theme of like, one of the motifs is like their love is powerful and it can, whatever, do stuff, which is great, pretty classic theme. Pretty solidly done. The other chick, though, like, the main girl is one of these people who it's like, oh, you bring upon your own suffering. So she's sort of like a Debbie Downer for a lot of it. So it's like, she's a fine actress, but the character's sort of a little hard to sympathize with. And then this love interest is, like, cute, but she's so milquetoast that it's just, you find it hard to root for them so much when the 2 friends in the movie have more charisma than the 2 of them combined. So that is one of my biggest criticisms of that. Whatchamacallit is of it overall. It's like you have a little bit of the issues with the casting or the writing of the characters to balance it. That's my biggest critique of the film. Outside of that, I can't ignore how much it has going for it and how much I appreciate even if it had fallen shorter than it did, the actual attempt, let's make a trilogy where all 3 pieces intersect, where it paces out well like a trilogy of, your exposition balanced with action on the journey of your first story, pretty much nonstop rollicking action through your second story to lead you up to your climax, which is your couple of your twists and turns to get you to your big finish. And so it does all those things well. It's sort of structured. If you ever watch an anthology, like a horror anthology, where there's one like loose narrative that goes through it all, the bumper, and then you revisit the bumper in between each of the little stories.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never watched a horror anything, anthology or otherwise.
Any of the Tales from the Crypt Chronicles show. You're missing out, Mary. Honestly, there are some really great ones like Creep Show, Body Bags, the Twilight Zone movie's an anthology film, but I don't really like that one. There's so many good ones out there. Fucking Cat's Eye, Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. All of them. I love them. It's weird. You show me a horror anthology, I'm probably going to like it. It's one of those, like, guaranteed Jeff's going to love it. Just every time. I don't know what it is.
I
like
past the gore, man.
Huh?
I can't get past the gore. For me, gore is not a good enough point for a movie.
So this trilogy has way more than gore. It is at heart a slasher. Like, it really is at its core identity a slasher.
And the nice part is each decade that it represents, it's that era slasher. So 1994, even though it's an anachronistic thing, it's essentially Scream. They got a fairly well-known actress, what's her face, Maya Hawke.
And they
She's
do
a big deal.
Little Scream
She's
homage
essentially
right in the front.
Drew Barrymore, which is a callback to Psycho, that's the one thing that was neat. Not the one thing. I liked what I watched, but it was neat that this very much was aware that it was a horror homage, but it did it right. It knew how to be horror homage, but have its own story. It wasn't like The Force Awakens, which was callbacks, no story.
You know what? Its genre references were very Tarantino-esque. You know, like the way he deconstructs the genre while honoring it, like while also just sort of doing justice to it at the same time. It had those elements where it was like, we're gonna pay homage to this moment while also kind of deconstructing it. And I think it kind of got it right from a lot of the ones it did. Like, it knew, like, it put them in the right moments at the right time in the right way. Like, it didn't feel forced. It didn't feel
It only felt slightly off because each era that it was trying to represent, that entertainment that it was trying to make didn't exist. So just as a fan, it always felt weird. It's like, oh, you're making a camp counselor horror film, but it's in the 70s when the genre was from the 80s.
Well, I think,
or like, this is like Scream, but it's from before Scream. And it's just kind of like a weird, like...
I think that its attention to detail in certain aspects, like the music, for one, does create some cognitive dissonance when it loses that same specificity. So it's like, I think choosing the year, I think the musical identity was key in choosing the year to set it in.
Yeah.
Over the film identity, they sacrificed the precision of the film identity for the sake of the music, which, like, if you got to go one or the other, I think is the right choice because the music is such an important part. But by that token, then couldn't you then make different choices in the film? You could have made different choices in the film.
All you have to do is literally just change the year numbers.
Yeah.
But I would go the opposite way because horror is not a musically influenced genre.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have great horror scores and stuff, but
That's fair.
horror, all the parallels it's a visual medium, much more than like the musical element. So I feel like they picked the most negative thing I could say about this is it's like a really well researched paper, but the teacher reading it knows you weren't there. So you got a lot of, you got 80% accuracy, but like you missed the authenticity just enough towards like I'm watching a very well made thing by people that love it, but just miss what it's about. Like if you would have done like a little more.
Where it's like they chose to take a liberty, but the fact that you can tell that they chose to take a liberty kind of makes it jarring.
And the weird thing too is they're doing essentially what American Horror Story is doing on TV, just in this film format. But American Horror Story is very well known for its authenticity, not to a fault, but like to the point. And so it's interesting how you kind of have two sides of the same coin now. You have essentially the same premise, one on TV, one in a movie, and one's not a slave to its, whatever. But one's more authentic, one's whatever.
Yeah.
But I think they're both successful because they capture the spirit right.
Yeah. And I do think that one of the really important things that Fear Street does, sorry, I know, Mary, we're boring you with the genre. You don't.
It's just not my thing, but I'm happy to be here.
One of the things that Fear Street does really well that I think is incredibly important to note. So two of your main characters are gay.
That's a selling point for me.
I
So
wish the girl was like me though.
two of your main characters were gay. Your lead chick is exotic. She's like mixed or something. You've got, and then the
Her
one
brother.
friend's Hispanic, the brother's black, like more obviously black, and the friend, and then there's a white guy friend who, for all intents, I think he's straight too. I think he's in on chicks and stuff in the thing. So you do have just a straight white man, mixed into the group too, who's one of the everybody's, and so you have like, I think that's one of the smart things. And this is something like what I talked about earlier. Why I'm interested in a movie like Mudbound, because period pieces seem to be the workaround to being like, okay, well, we don't have to worry about fucking wokeness and political correctness because it's a different time. And this felt like 1994, like the way every movie like this, every horror movie or whatever with ensemble piece had a gay character and a black character and a this character and that character. And it was one of everybody, and it was a crew of misfits. And that's sort of how this group is represented and how they represent themselves. And that's about as deep as any of the diversity or inclusivity messages go. A lot more of the story is about being the underdogs than it is about being the, like, identity whatevers.
It turns out gay people turn up all over the place.
Yeah, right. Just in the world and don't have to be woke.
So Netflix does put a lens on that first and foremost and through all their entertainment.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be a surprise. But even watching this, I'm just like, oh, like honestly, every piece of entertainment I've watched from Netflix always puts this in the forefront, and it's like it'll be refreshing and shocking when they don't put it on there, because it's like it's not bad, but it's just like if you're one of those people that's very aware of it because everybody else does it, it's gonna slap you in the face. It's done well, like you're saying, like they would have done in a film from the 90s, but it's like the biggest part of that first opener.
It's not done offensively, but it's also not done subtly. Let's put it that way.
It really is a huge part of the movie, and if you don't like that kind of stuff, it'll probably turn you off, but you're probably going to shortchange yourself because there's some fun stuff in there.
I agree. I think this is one of those movies that, like, one of those trilogies where, like, if it was made with these sensibilities prior to the woke era, you might roll your eyes at a couple of the, like, let's all get along moments, but you wouldn't feel overburdened with messaging and whatnot. Yeah. Under today's lens, you're going to want to scream wokeness at certain points, but upon reflection, like, a couple of those things, like, I know you were asleep for a lot of it, but one of the they do bring the gay element into when they do the 1666 part, but it's not like, that's the whole thing and the whole point and the whole this. It really gets, refracted under the lens of, the town is led to believe that gayness is evil because the devil has the influence on this person who's influencing the town to make you believe that, which is like a pretty classic old school horror trope of, they burned the witch for being different. Like, that's, so it's one of those things where it's like, I have to appreciate the attempt, because one of the things that we ask for is, why can't you do diversity without wokeness, without beating us over the head with diversity? And for me, this is like, okay, you definitely care about the diversity element, which is fine, because it doesn't stray into that wokeness, one narrative, white man bad, all of those, like, button words, only one way, must think this way.
I appreciate that perspective, because I think people have gotten so rutted into this anti-woke thing. And look, I'm with you. I don't want my shit woke either. It's fucking distracting. It distracts from the content that I want to sit there and be able to fucking enjoy, right? But people have gotten so just really rutted into this notion that everything is woke. It turns out not everything. I'm not saying a lot of it isn't woke. I'm not saying that it isn't a plague upon our entertainment, because it is. But there are things that exist that can, in fact, have characters that one might consider or title diverse, that don't necessarily exist solely because of diversity.
I gotta say, though, from what I watched, this one, because it put it so much at the forefront, I can't remove that as one of the elements of the film. I'll say, as a horror fan, like, if you really want to relive those eras, I would strongly say, like, watch the actual films, because no film today can capture the spirit. They won't allow themselves to be as dirty. And I don't mean sexually. I just mean a lot of these old horror flicks are by the seat of your pants, one take, this, that. Movies today are too produced to actually capture that element. And a movie like Fear Street, while fun and self-referential, wasn't a funny type of movie to make fun of that. So I just you ever say it captured the spirit, but if you are dying for that, I would still say go watch a Sleepaway Camp, go watch Scream.
I think you did miss a lot of the other, especially of the other two. The second one, I mean, you can't call woke on that.
I wasn't calling anything.
Well, no, I'm
saying,
saying,
I was literally just saying
even
straight up.
But even the second one doesn't even have diversity in it. It just has a bunch of straight white kids that account. Sleepaway Camp in the 70s. So it's you also have to that to me too is I don't know. I mean, when you have one third of the entire trilogy is completely bereft of any of the things that are such an issue in the first movie, how much of a focal point really is it of the trilogy? I don't think it is. I don't think identity is really a focal point of the trilogy, because it doesn't keep identity beyond identity. I think the right kind of identity of being an outcast, of being a misfit, of being different. But I don't think identity being your race or your gender or your this and your that. I think maybe that's the thing. That's what I appreciate about it, is identity as that more intangible thing. Identity as who am I? Where do I come from? What do I stand for? Not what's my gender? What's my skin color? What's my whatever?
Speaking of identity, I think this movie's in a weird place for its own identity, because it's clearly themed at a younger audience in certain ways. But the violence and gore level is a very much R-rated film, which is cool.
Yeah.
But it's weird because it reads safer than it is, if that makes sense, because some of those kills are super gnarly. So some of the elements, I know it's a good thing that the kills are as much as they are.
I think that's also one of the things that makes the movie fun, though, is because it doesn't tip its hand. That's the supermarket scene does not tip its hand earlier in the film. You have some gnarly kills in that film already, some bloody kills already by that point, but we have a certain standard of bloody kill at the opening that's you'd see that on TV still. Yeah,
and
it's
really,
still and then you get there, and God, the first movie, if you do slasher gore and shit, this is one of my top 10 kills, for sure. This is up there.
Ever?
I think so. It's fucking because of.
The real reason I don't say that, there's another movie where a guy goes through a one of those. And so I'd seen some similar.
The angles and the way they show it, that's what does it for me. It's not just the device, because I've seen, different similar types of body mutilation. Sorry, Mary.
Okay.
But this one, it was the overhead shot that really did it for me. And when they show it. Because I've seen the ones where they'll show it and they'll show the aftermath and they show a nice bit of aftermath. They show the action of it.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's
you gotta remember, growing up with Jason.
I
shouldn't have, but I had seen tons of horror film, all over early, really repugnant shit that I'm I really shouldn't have seen people getting their heads cut off here. And
I also think part of it too is they did it to a character that they really made you attached to the point where you didn't think that they would kill her, or at least not like that.
That's usually just a trope of horror, and that usually doesn't. When I judge a kill, I usually go for the memorable nature, not necessarily the character, because a lot of these great kills. That's the problem. Hold on one second. Of a lot of these slasher movies, is they stop writing characters and go for over the top kills. And so a lot of these great slasher kills are done on characters with no personality and no substance.
But that's why I like this one.
I was trying to give it a compliment.
But actually, I think that's another thing I like about the kill, though, is the lead up to it. Because usually with this type of kill, when it happens very quickly. It's there's the thing. There's not a big Chekhov's gun moment of setting it up, showing you, and then waiting and then paying it off like that. Usually, if you create the suspense, something happens to save them. And I think that's why I appreciate it. It's not just what's the surprise of them doing that character, but they set it up someone they were going to step in.
Honestly, it reminded me a lot of Final Destination, her kill. That's not a dig, but that's actually what they're going for, because Final Destination is another one of those late 90s horror flicks into that, Scream's really more important than we realize because it's not just like the whatever, it's that young, pretty cast that really has just kind of weirdly aged down to like, actually it hasn't even weirdly aged down. We're now at the point where the characters are played by actors that are supposed to be the same age. Like, remember, in the 90s when everyone's playing these high school kids, they're all 25, so they can go party, it's weird. So it's just, never mind, go ahead.
Words. I would like to hit a few super chats because I am. A few have come in. Sorry, Mary. So what do you think? What do you think of all this?
I mean, look, I'm gonna say that it's hard for me to follow along just because I don't know the material that you're like talking about and what all this sort of stems from. But I mean, like, I fully endorse your right to like horror movies, and and I stand beside the gore lovers of the world.
We will though, Mary, because the best horror movies don't need gore.
I like this one because it has gore and plot. I like when they do that. That's another one that I'll give a huge ringing endorsement for because it makes you unfucking comfortable from the moment it starts to the moment it ends. Is Saint Agatha.
I don't mind the spooky stuff, you know. I don't mind the things that make you tense.
Well, Saint Agatha is a psychological horror film that does have a couple really intense moments of body horror. So it's like watch that one, but you'll close your eyes a couple times.
I'm of the mindset like Psycho. You don't ever see a knife go in. Nope. That's scarier. Halloween, there's like no gore. There's blood on a knife in one shot, but those stick with you. I'm of the school of horror. The shit that could happen is the scariest because it's like you're getting a slice of life on a really bad day. Like when you get into the Nun and like crazy, ridiculous, like supernatural James, like not even the Ed and Lorraine Warren shit because I believe in the supernatural to a degree. But like the extra level, like Wishmaster, fucking demons and shit. Then no matter how scary and gory it is, I don't respond because I don't know. The horror isn't the horror of the unknown. It's the horror of the unknown in a situation that we could be in.
I think maybe that is why some of that stuff did hit me. It was like growing up in a haunted house.
Hold on a second. You're saying it's a situation you feel you could be in, right? Like that's what scares you, right? Something you feel, something you could relate to as a person. But so there are people out there who've had supernatural experientions. Myself among them.
Mary, that's what I was literally about to say.
I do, but like to the nth degree, like I was about to say, growing up in a haunted house where I had myriad supernatural encounters every day, some of them were always scary because it was like some of the things in the horror movies and the supernatural ones, like some of those, like the noises or the things, the lead ups to the really scary events were things that regularly happened in my house. That's why when
I was living in the beginning of them already, so I'm like,
well, that's why I said about the Ed and Lorraine Warren stuff because that's all like based on true events. Those were real people. So like that supernatural is fine. I'm talking to like
I mean like even some of the ones that get really extreme start with certain
like the light events,
lighter things that I had experienced.
Very rarely do I go into these movies blind, so like I know what the villain and the monster looks like. So I guess I don't. It's not fair because I'm coming in from that. It's like, oh, Tim Curry's the devil in this one.
Oh.
I'd love to share a story with you after she's done catching up on super chats because I think this might maybe not curly. Sorry to curly, but you might be uncomfortable. It's just something interesting that happened to me when I was a kid.
Please tell. And I'll share the one that I shared on Live It earlier and shared with Jeff earlier too. But let me read a couple of these because I am more behind than I thought. Dixon Cider says, my jokes. Oh, God, why are you killing me with the puns, dude? My jokes have become so sinful, I've started eating communion toast crunch. That sounds plain and disgusting. Clemson 1993. Not trying to start anything, but just seeing if I missed something. Have you guys had a falling out with Jeremy and Geeks and Gamers? Just wondering. As of this time, Jeremy of Geeks and Gamers doesn't speak to me. So, yes, I take that for what you will. But that's, yes, so this. Ida Steam, thank you for the super chat. Cigarette companies kill their best customers, and condom companies kill their future customers. Thank you, Ida Steam.
Hold on. Takes them a long time to kill them, though. So
Truthos.
it's like they're missing out on
this
cash.
is true. I just think it's interesting. It's like when we find out other companies, when their products cause cancer and make you die, like we sue those companies and try to shut them down or at least make them change their products, right?
Right.
And yet we find out that that's literally all that cigarettes do, and we're like, it's my freedom. Yeah, cool. I don't know. It just seems weird. Anyway, I hate cigarettes. The end.
I just quit smoking at the beginning of this year. I think you knew that, right?
Yay! Congratulations.
Yeah. Yeah. Cold turkey.
I'm sure. Wow, good for you. That shit's hard. So congrats. I've known a lot of people many who have tried, some who have failed. Oh, we're one like away from 100. So
woo! Get it.
Doomcock Overlord 4K. Breaking news: Amaranth to replace Zendaya as MJ. Okay. I don't know who that is. But I'll live with it. It seems ridiculous. I love it. Eagle Rider says, I sent you a text of the art stuff Jeff likes to give input on. Oh, going to bed, honey. Got a long day ahead of me. Well, you have sweet dreams, Eagle Rider. And I will take a look at my phone. Sure. I don't miss nothing. Philibooty. So Mary doesn't want me to know her P.O. Box address. I don't blame her. If I send a leather fez with a clip clop, can you forward it to her? Of course.
Just save your money. No. Hang on a minute. All right, look. Fezzes are fucking stupid, man. I'm not wearing it. I don't fucking want it.
I guess
save your money.
Fezzes
do what?
Cool. Everyone knows Mary. Everyone knows Fezzes
I'm
are
not making a judgment on Doctor Who here. I'm just saying fezzes are the stupidest hat I've ever seen in my life.
Phil, if you send it with clip clop, I will first shoot video and images of me wearing the mask and the fez on top of the mask, and then I will send it to Mary. Flaming DP says, who wins Mary's Most Delicious Woman Award? Asking for a friend.
Is that friend Buffalo Jeff?
Oh, okay. Wait, so that's a pretty broad spectrum there. Like what are you talking about in the community? Are you talking about just in general? What women do I get worked up over?
I mean, like imaginary world, you can have any woman you want, and this is your get out of jail free card. Who's
imaginary or like real person?
Well, that's up to Flaming TP. But while he's answering, I'll tell him the Holocaust joke he was waiting for.
Oh shit! I forgot.
So, Frank Herbertstein survived the Holocaust, lived a good long life, lived well into his 90s, dies one day, goes to heaven, is welcomed to this big, massive feast for honored people who died. And he's so honored for, what he's been through in life, etc., that he's sat at the table with God himself and all of the archangels and all of this, wonder around him. And they're all talking and bullshitting, and he tells a joke. He tells a Holocaust joke, and table goes silent. God doesn't laugh. And so Frank just shrugs and goes, I guess he had to be there.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yep. The best Holocaust jokes are told by Jews because only we have a barbaric enough sense of humor for that level of darkness. Flaming TV wants a real person. So any real person though.
So my lady love is Natalie Dormer. She's, for those of you who don't know offhand who that is, that's Queen Marjorie in Game of Thrones. She's that's like the most like iconic thing that I can think of whenever you're thinking of like who the hell is Natalie Dormer. She's got those fucking eyes, man. It's hard to explain exactly. They're like ice blue, right? And she's a bombshell. She's a fucking bombshell. She's way underrated as an actress. She's really fucking good, man.
She's what I describe as like peak Mousy. Like the hottest that Mousy gets is her.
She's a bombshell, and she's just a lot of fucking fun, right? And so there was something very sinister about Marjorie in Game of Thrones that was hiding under this veneer of kind, benevolent, good queen or whatever. And like Doomcock Bruce. Yeah, she's hotness. I would try very hard to turn her. You asked, I answered. Please don't get mad at me, Andrew.
I do think she knocked it out of the park as that character. I really think she nailed exactly like you said. Like that character in the writing in the books too is one of the more interesting characters that George R. R. Martin created because she has this perfect, unflappable veneer of the demure, sweet princess, but underneath is one of the most ruthless and conniving characters in the book, or in the show and whatever. But like does so in service of what she, is for her family and stuff.
Yeah, she's doing her damn thing over there, and like she is innocent in some regards. Like she didn't actually try to kill Joffrey. Spoiler alert! That was a grandma, but she didn't argue either.
She's ruthless, but she's not evil. She's still, I would say, like the Game of Thrones characters are really fun. I think to sort on the like morality chart.
That bitch is a boss. She doesn't take anybody's shit, right? Not even fucking Lannister shit, right? Like she's a boss lady, and Natalie plays her just wonderfully and beautifully, and like even the seduction scene with Tomlin, where she goes in and she's like, she is crossing a line here. What she is doing is not okay, but she hasn't crossed it so much so that you hate her. Like she is grooming this child, but she's also gonna fucking wind up marrying this kid very soon. So you're kind of like, it's a different time. She's grooming her. It's wrong. It's weird. It's awkward. You feel uncomfortable, but you also have to put it in the context of the story that's being told here. And like, she's just doing what she's got to fucking do. Like, it's really cool. Just the actress is stellar. She's so pretty. And I will keep my further commentary to myself so that I don't get in trouble.
Yeah, it's all out. It's all out here. RJ asked, Jesse, where did you get that cat stand from the rant video today? On Etsy, I think, or like Wayfair.com or something like that. It's a Pet Club Go, I think is the brand. It's actually the same brand as the other, or Go Pet Club or something like that. Same brand as our older cat tree too. But yeah, I really like it. It's sturdy, it's nice, it's easy to put together, and not terribly expensive. So I think it is very elegant. I specialize in furniture that looks nicer than it costs. So that's one of those pieces. Ha! Phil Lavuti says, I didn't think about Clip Clop with a fez. Could have a little fez with ear holes for the ears. That'd be cute. Anyway, I'm not saying it needs to. I'm just saying that would be adorable. I think she painted needs a little fez.
Yep. But a bow tie.
Yeah, and definitely a bow tie. For sure a bow tie. Yeah. Mongoose tie. Hey, how would you guys feel about a little Mad Libs?
Mad Libs.
Close this out?
Yeah.
All right.
Schmad Libs. Schmad Libs. All right, I got it on my phone. I'm going to we'll find one of our notebooks when we finish unpacking, but in the meantime, hopefully no cat is falling off of the...
Pancake it down.
Pancake! Where is it? Oh, hey! He's trying on the fridge again. Oh, he's trying to get to his food, probably. Well, you can have it, but just, like, wait a second, because you didn't finish it when you were supposed to, so you gotta wait. He thinks he can get everything he wants, whenever he wants, all of the time.
Sounds like a cat to me. Sounds like a cat to me.
All right, guys, drop your suggestions. So I can't look ahead because it's the mobile version. It's the online instead of the book. So you guys are gonna have to just chat ahead and just drop as many suggestions as you can. And if they fit, I will put them in. And Pancake, don't dry food because Pancake's got to have what he wants. When he wants it, it's right now. It's right now that I want it. So get it to me, please. Thank you. I was asking. You told me to ask instead of destroying stuff. So I'm asking. It's the one final step before destroying stuff, so you better give it to me. Thank you. He really does. Like, he's that communicative. Also, the other day, this morning, Han, no, not for you. Han.
There's water.
Where is it? Han! Fuck off, you asshole. Han! I will throw a shoe at you. Good boy. Good boy. Here's my foot. Oh yeah. This morning, Pancake was wanting to throw a little tantrum for secret treats at, like, I don't know, the middle of the night or something.
Mhm.
And I just yelled at him. I was like, Pancake, no, you can't. I told him straight up he couldn't have tantrums. They were not going to get him secret treats. And he just jumped down onto the bed and just curled up in the corner of the bed instead. He listens. It's weird. It's
I
really
kind of want to
weird.
cuddle. Like, kind of want to cuddle my dog now.
I think I'm gonna cuddle Jesse instead. It's more fun.
You know what? I'm gonna hit you with a noodle, you son of a hoe. Sorry, I'm sure your mom's lovely.
She is. She's lovely.
Yeah, Dorothy Matthews.
You don't tell mom jokes, you cross. I'm like, I will call Dylan a son of a bitch whenever I feel like it. But then I go to make the joke with someone else, and I'm like, you know what? I feel bad now. I'm sorry. I'm sure she's a lovely lady. You limp noodle.
Okay. So, oh my God, Sweepy is ready with the words. We've got junkie whores, brick shitters. Hold on, wow, so many cleft lip shit eaters.
Whoa, you have to use that one. That's amazing.
Oh my God. All right, first time I get a plural noun or a noun. All right, but the first word we're going to start with, and I won't tell you guys the title until we're done. Hey, Han, fuck off. I love you, but I will punch you in your cat face.
The cat throat.
Right in the cat throat. Also, I think Han needs to know real bad.
Well, not tomorrow, but soon.
Sometime soon. Pancake, that's the rest of it. Han! I swear to freaking God, shoe. Han!
Yeah.
I did just throw a shoe at him, and I do have another one if he tries it again.
I really want to cuddle my dog.
Lower forward-facing bicep. I will use that for a part of the body if parts of the body come up today because.
Damn it, guys, give me a chance. Fuck.
Okay, an adjective, Mary, my love.
An adjective. Let me think. I'm trying to think of a funny adjective. Like, what the heck is even funny adjective?
Yes, Shads, I'll just throw words out since I won't be able to tell you ahead of time.
Throw out fucking words. Funny floppy. Sorry.
I like
So,
it.
it's floppy.
Jeff, a place, please.
Gibraltar.
Gibraltar.
No Lando.
Lando, I'll throw a shoe at you too. I think I won't. I threw all the cats into the love sack today. I just did like, all right, stunt time. Whee! Threw them in the air.
The love stack. What?
Yeah, that's what we're on. It's our love sack. See, it's cool.
Oh, love
it's like,
sack.
So it's like a giant memory foam that sack. So like Jeff has like a whole section carved out and he's lounging, but mine is just curled around me like my own little chair right here. So it's like it's perfect.
It's like a bed.
After this, we'll
It does
fluff
look
it,
really comfortable. It does look
and then
really
afterwards we'll fluff it, and we'll jump on it together and create a nest in the middle together. All right.
This is bullshit.
Person in room. That goes to me. I'm gonna go with Pancake. Yeah, hello. All right. What else do we also Ford Explorer? Okay. Did I get any? Let's see. All right. I'm noting your chats, guys. Don't worry. I will come back to them when they work. But for now, Mary, a verb ending in ing.
Sorry, what is it?
A verb ending in ing.
A verb ending in ing. Whimpering.
Whimpering. Ooh.
Good word. Never been used for this channel.
No. All right. So, okay. I'm going to go with Ford Explorer because it was the Itis team's other suggestion and the holdout for plural noun for go titties. All right. But Jeff, you have an adjective in the by and by.
Portly.
Portly.
I was looking at a picture of Samoa Joe, so I thought, the shoe fits.
Part of the body, plural. I mean, goat titties are a part of the body, right?
Their
Goat
body.
titties are a part of a body.
That counts. Didn't say human body.
Yep.
Goat body is just as
Part of the
relevant.
body. There you go. Goat titties it is. Thank you, White Esteem, for your wonderful suggestions. Oh, I also have a part of the body. Wait, I have another part of the body. Wait, is that my word? Do I get a part of the body? Oh, no, wait. I'm going to kick this to Zach Blackfire, who had, what was it? Oh, God, he had a really specific one. Where did it go? Lower forward-facing bicep. Okay. Lower forward-facing bicep.
So highly specific.
Do you have a rear-facing bicep?
I don't feel like I'm well enough acquainted with my body to know.
Greatest of all time titties. Toxic. Yes, exactly. All right. Tartars. Tartars. All right, we have an adjective which I will eat unless I find a good one in the chat because Freetards the musical. Okay. What's a good adjective? I don't know. Sploogy. All right. Mary, a number, please.
A number? 525,600.
My God, I hate you. Wait, what number even is that? 5,000?
525,600 minutes.
That's not a real number, though. How do I write out 525,600?
So it's 525, comma
525,000.
525,000
and then 600.
So
Okay, there we go.
600, yes.
Got it. 500 there. Okay. It took me a minute. I fucking hate
It's a real
that
number.
song.
It's a number.
I hate that song. AIDS. Everyone has AIDS. AIDS. That's from.
I will have you know, I really loved that movie. I still love that musical.
Somebody once forced me to listen to the soundtrack start to finish, and I wanted to strangle them.
I love it.
Jeff, do you have an adjective handy? If not,
Adjective.
Montana gave us simping.
And before everybody in the fucking chat decides to turn on me and fucking cancel me for liking a fucking musical about a bunch of gay people, first of all, bye. Second of all, I like fucking musicals. Calm your fucking tits. This was before everything got super woke, people.
Mary,
right?
no one's gonna try to cancel you on my channel. It's okay.
Just cancel it.
The only thing we don't allow on my channel is canceling. It's fine. You can make whatever bullshit, terrible ass musicals you like. And you can be as gay as you fucking want to be. And it's cool. Totally cool here.
Yes,
this is a space in which you are safe to shit on anybody you
safe
want for any reason that you want. The only thing that the space is not safe for is feeling safe from anything ever at all. So,
you're allowed to shit on it, all right? You're allowed to hate it and not like it. I'm just saying.
You're allowed to like it. We're allowed to tell you we think it's fucking stupid. Ha! Toxic masculinity.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
You know what? Suck later.
Yeah, Dion likes musicals too. So
He also likes Dark Fate. So
That's true.
Not a ringing endorsement of quality.
yeah.
Darkwing Duck.
Okay. There's an adjective at foot here. Jeff, did you adjective me? Horrendously. Okay. Horrendous. Which is horrendous, right?
That's right. Yeah, I said horrendously. So
Yeah, horrendous. Yeah. That's funny enough. An adverb was next. So horrendously. I'm just going to put horrendously as the adverb.
Do it.
Horrendous and horrendously. That won't be redundant at all. All right. Anyone else have a number? So, well, Mary, if you have another number that sucks less, or if the chat
That sucks less.
Actually,
so
B has a
eight,
number.
put 867, comma
309.
5309. 530. 8 comma 6
8 comma 675 comma 309.
309.
8,675,309. Jenny, I've got your number. All right, Jenny. Shut up. All right. You got your 8,675,309.
Have I redeemed myself yet?
Black fire. I should have used 5011. Thank you for reminding me. Oh, someone else put that earlier, didn't they?
Yeah.
Fucking, I should have. Toxic masculinity, 5011. You guys know. You guys know what's up. 5011 is the best number. All right. An adjective. God, why are there so many fucking adjectives in this?
You need another adjective?
Fucking is the adjective.
Oh,
All right.
fucking is
Mary,
the adjective.
would you like to grace us with the part of the body?
Grace you with a part of the body. Does it have to be? It doesn't have to be like I could sit here and say poontang and that's fine, right?
Yeah, that's fine. It's allowed.
Okay, so poontang I feel like is a good word here. Yeah. Poontang. Ooh. Well, tell me what you think is better. Poontang or gaping mouth flap?
Poontang or gaping mouth flap? What do you think, Jeff?
Poontang.
Poontang. I like poontang.
Yeah.
Only my half.
It's a little less gay.
Yeah, I mean, not coming from you. Poontang. Poontang. Oh, wait, Sweet Pea. What was that one you put earlier? I can't find it now. Where was that thing you put earlier that we were like, oh my God. Do you also suggest the Great Mask Debate? Let's say it fast. The Great Mask Debate. I get it. What was that one about the fox and this dumb fucks and stuff that Sweet Pea
The
had
fox
earlier?
and the what?
No, Sweet Pea had one about dumb fucks. Like people being like, I don't know, she had a funny one. Remember? No. There was a long one from Montana earlier. And we were like, we should use that one. Haha. And then we were like, no, it was a longer one. Damn it. It's over now. Let's go.
9,000.
525,600 minutes.
Cleft eating shit eaters. That's the one. See?
Yeah.
Cleft.
Cleft eating shit eaters. Jesus, man.
Remember Donkey Eating Shit Eaters from South Park?
Jesus Christ, Mary, you get another part of the body.
I get another. Then I want gaping mouth flap.
Gaping mouth flap it is.
Yeah.
See? It knew what you wanted. All right, Jeff. An adverb.
I know what I want. Sorry.
Jesus Christ, you're like a dolphin having a seizure.
She's a dolphin.
All right, an adjective. Dickish. Oh my God! All right, you guys ready? Here's what we wrote. The latest dance craze.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Have you heard about the floppy dance craze sweeping Gibraltar? Well, it's called the pancake. Slip on your whimpering shoes. Turn up the speakers on your Ford Explorer. The latest crossover from Ford and Apple. Oh, and let's master the moves that put this portly dance on the map. Put your hands on your goat titties.
Wow.
Stop your long forward-facing bicep and strike a sploogey pose. Take 5,200, 5,025,
525,000.
5,200, 600 horrendous steps to the left.
You're walking miles.
And then spin horrendously.
Okay.
Then take 8,675,309 fucking steps to the right.
No, I'm not doing this dance.
Throw your poontang in the air and sway your cleft eating shit eaters from side to side. For the big finish, stick out your gaping mouth flap and wiggle it reportedly.
I wish that would stick after Poontang.
Repeat all of these dickish steps until the song is over.
You you can't even comprehend how many times you listen.
dance. You just walk like a bunch of miles that way. And you walk
Turns out that was all just an elaborate ruse to get the annoying guy to get the fuck out.
you wave your poontang. You keep your mouth flap.
Shit pancake, do you even know what a poontang is?
Nope.
Like, no, seriously, like I can see it all in my mind right now. This is all just a really passive aggressive attempt to get that annoying guy at the bar to fucking leave. Yeah, it's 585,600 steps that way. We'll meet you there, bro. In the
Even the Urkel. It's like first you do this and you bend your knees, blah blah, do the Urkel.
Yeah.
You do this one, it's like take 1 million steps that way and 8 million steps that way and go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Just go fuck yourself right off a cliff.
You know what? You should do a skit. Shit pancake should have an episode called "The Dance No One Can Do." It's just like you basically read that in Shit Pancake's voice.
That's what we do with the cocaine cake, cocaine pancake.
Yeah.
Cocaine pancake.
You take 8,000 steps this way.
There's gonna be that should be part of it. It's like I
Shit pancake, where'd you get cocaine?
there's gonna be the resurgence of Shit Pancake. There's gonna be a cocaine pancake. Yeah, that's all. So that's all. That is all, folks. Now you know how to do the Shit Pancake dance. Just involves a lot of walking.
And passive aggressively telling people to get the fuck out.
Mary, tell everyone where to find you on the internet.
You can find me over on my channel, Mary Mayhem, tomorrow night, where I'm going to be doing Wednesday Night Mayhem. I'm seriously considering switching the name to Midweek Mayhem. It feels like it might work better. I don't know. I'm going to tinker with it. So I've been talking about new stuff and other various things. And then catch me on my Twitch, man. I've been having a lot of fun over there. And this Thursday night, after Community Mario Kart, you guys can catch the second session of Failed Save, my D&D campaign that is off to a rip-roaring start. I'm playing a hippy-dippy cleric. She just wants peace and love, man. So come and check it out. She hasn't discovered pot yet. We're going to see how that goes.
Nice.
So, yeah, come check me out.
Check them out.
Yes. So, folks, had a video out for Shang-Chi today. Check it out. We're back on YouTube. It's been a minute, been across the country, but yay, back into production. But it's time for comic fulfillment, so that takes a minute. But be on the lookout. We'll have streams and fun shit.
Oh, yeah. Also, you're going to have books coming to you in the mail.
Yeah, Stealing Solo. It's done. I have the stuff. I showed off Stealing Solo, the packing tape. No one else has Stealing Solo, the packing tape. So I think what I'm going to do is set up a stream where I wear Stealing Solo the shirt, Stealing Solo the hat, fold Stealing Solo the box, and tape Stealing Solo the tape.
I like it.
Does that sound like a hell of a show?
Sounds like a hell of a show.
That's branding.
And you should call it Stealing Solo the show.
Stealing Solo the stream?
The stream. Yeah, exactly.
I think I'm going to do a weird late night fulfillment stream. Like, even though we have a setup, we're doing like 3 in the morning our time.
Mm.
So I can keep it weird fulfillment. Just,
I like it. That'll be fun. I dig it.
Oh, and one last thing, because we talked about this earlier. The GMPC channel. Going to try to get that back in the algorithm's good graces and then give you guys that, every once in a while. I owe you some back episodes, and if I can find a way to do it without hurting the algorithm,
yeah. So I am doing all the things and everywhere. I just had the first Meant to Offend video in a long time, in like over a year, I don't know, drop on the channel today. So go check that out, definitely. Also, there's a little preview on the channel of what I do over on Live It, which is surprise play a lot of fucking music. So make sure you download that app. Check me out over on Live It. I'm going to spam you guys with that link here real quick. Do check that out. That is where I am streaming most of the time. It is a lot of fun. I'm also revamping my Patreon. I got some stuff recorded already for that. So you're going to have lots of opportunities to see more behind the scenes stuff. You're going to get videos of me playing songs that you won't see anywhere else. You'll get pictures that you won't see anywhere else. Yes. And you will also get things like the opportunity to be featured in your very own social video. Oh, yeah. She's coming back. So look at that blue hair bitch coming your way on Thursday. And that's what we're up to. So, oh yeah, and then the movie club stream with Richard Chu. Look him up on IMDb.
he will be doing that on September 4th. That movies we're going to be talking about are Mudbound and Nothing But a Man. Mudbound from 2017, Nothing But a Man is 1964. So go ahead and check those out if you want to be in the conversation for that. That'll be a nice brunch stream. It'll be 1 p.m. Pacific. It'll be 10 a.m. if you're in the East Coast. So that'll do it for us today, guys. Don't forget, practice makes wrong. And until next time, God Empress out.